Sports Radio HLM proudly presents Berwick Bulldogs football. Brought to you by First Columbia Bank and Trust, with you every step of the way. Forge Pub and Eatery, West 11th Street in Berwick. Bear, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep and Ram in Berwick. Berwick Dental Arts, quality care for your dental health. Berwick Notary Center, Orange Street in Berwick. Mason's Monogram Services for all your Bulldog merchandise. Neighbor Fence Company, residential and commercial fencing. First Keystone Community Bank, yesterday's traditions, tomorrow's vision. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick for all your home improvements. Yannick Real Estate, commercial and residential. The Mayo Funeral Homes of Berwick and Chickashinny. Your Berwick State Farm agents Lori Powell, Sean Black, and Melissa Price. Hometown agents who understand Berwick's needs. Riverview Block Inc. of Berwick. Alexander Family Dealership, Central Road off Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Axis Gymnastics Academy, East 7th Street in Bloomsburg. Welsh's Towing and Repair, towing recovery and lockout services. S.J. Kowalski Heating and Cooling, the way the earth intended. Overhead Door Company of Berwick. Independence Ford, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Don's Towing Truck and Trailer Repair, Route 11 in Berwick. ND Accounting and Consulting, your hometown CPA firm. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your partner for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Fairfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Danville. The Berwick Medicine Shop, now at 500 Fowler Avenue in Berwick. And by Name Brand Liquidations in the Berwick Plaza on Route 11. Now with Andy Ulickney, here's the Dean of the Dogs, Jim Doyle, on Sports Radio HLM.
Tigers of Tunkhannock. I am Jim Doyle along with Andy Ulickney. The producer of this broadcast is Ben Willis. Was last week's 28-21 win over a very talented Williamsport team the turnaround point for the season for the Bulldogs, or was it just a one-game aberration? Well, we'll know the answer to that question in about 2 hours from now, as the Bulldogs on the road to take on the Tigers of Tunkhannock. Both teams coming in with 2-3 overall records. Berwick's losses to Southern Columbia, Hazleton area, and Selinsgrove. Their wins over Crestwood and last week 28-21 over Williamsport in overtime. For Tunkhannock, they lost their opener to Abington Heights 16-0, and then they won back-to-back games over Pittston area and Crestwood. And they have lost 2 in a row to North Pocono 47-7. And last week, a tough one to Wyoming Valley West by a score of 20-15. So halfway through this season, could be a turning point game for one of these teams, as both will try to go to 500 tonight. Beautiful fall evening, our first of the season. Andy Ulickney with us for Bulldogs football. Andy, among the great things I thought about that Berwick win last week is there was nothing lucky about it. The stats might have favored Williamsport a little bit, but Berwick earned that win. They deserve the win.
Oh, I'll agree. The personnel really stepped up. They played a much more inspired game of football than we've seen. Berwick relied on its stars to carry the load and the rest of the team to do its part. And it all came together. It came together very well. They played solid defensively, strong offensive game. It was almost a renewed vigor, one that we haven't seen, and it's the type that can be, if you have that as your season changer and you continue with that type of momentum through the rest of the season, it can finish very successfully.
Tonight, the Bulldogs defense will face one of the best quarterbacks they're going to see, and certainly one of the most athletic. Ben Chilson was just a freshman the last time these teams met back in 2019 in a district playoff game at Crispin Field. His brother, Jack Chilson, was the starter. Jack was injured early. Ben did see some action in that game, but extremely athletic. 6'5", 190, a junior. Last year, when Jack was the quarterback, Ben caught 41 passes as a wide receiver, and admittedly, that was a shortened season. He's a terrific basketball player, holds the school record for points in a game, 50. So he is a good athlete. In addition to his throwing prowess, he is a threat to run the football. 147 yards rushing as well. A challenge for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, 6'5" certainly gives you advantages, and often you think of 6'5" as a little gangly and stocky, but no. An athletic 6'5", basketball prowess, as you mentioned. He's passing at 57%, so, he has that sort of quarterback mindset to it. But a quarterback who's very willing to run, the 147 yards, as you mentioned, among the team leaders. So the threat where you worry about stopping him from passing. But boy, if things don't open up, he can turn it upfield and hurt you that way.
We are into the second part of the season. Unfortunately, injuries are a part of the story for Tunkhannock. They're without a big bruising sophomore by the name of Bobby Schultz. Very physical runner. He is out, maybe out for the rest of the season. For Berwick, 3 key players out. Bruce Hartman, their center, and played some defensive tackle as well. Liam Carroll, terrific sophomore, who's been starting on offense and was scheduled to start on defense in this game as well. And Tristan English, who's a wonderful linebacker and have been playing some fullback as well. Those are key injuries.
They are. The depth in the line, you're going to have to juggle people. You've been juggling people. You've played the last 2 games without Bruce Hartman. But then, you get the other people like Liam Carroll getting injured who had been filling in. So who's juggling which way and how do you go and what do you do defensively? I think Tristan English has been the heart and soul of the defense from his middle linebacker position. So you're certainly going to miss him, and he might have been the type of guy who would have spied the quarterback a little bit more. For a team that has that threat to pass, you keep him back, you mirror him a little bit, you have him play some of the underneath stuff and then come up should he run. You'll miss his experience. Tajee Taylor's going to be in there, so you have a very good athlete and a guy who's played the game, just not as used to that middle linebacker position.
And he'll be by later with the keys to tonight's game. Mike Maribel is the head coach of the Tigers of Tunkhannock. We'll hear from him coming up next. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Looking for that perfect new vehicle for you and your family? Look no further than Fairfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Car, truck, or SUV, no matter what you're looking for, you can find it at Fairfield at a fantastic deal.
Find it at Fairfield.
During Jeep Adventure Days, you can go on or off-road, all while getting a fantastic deal. Drive home a brand new 2021 Jeep Compass, just $25,900. It's also Ram Power Days, 1500s, 2500s, 3500s, and more. You won't find a bigger selection anywhere else. Make sure to take a look at their ad in the Web Weekly for all their incredible deals. Stop in and see the Kaiser Boys on Route 405 in Muncie or Dan Goldman on Route 11 in Danville. Fairfield for fantastic deals.
Offers on select vehicles for qualified buyers only. Not all will qualify. Must finance through Chrysler Capital. All offers end October 31st. See dealer for complete details.
Find it at Fairfield.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
Riverview Block of Berwick, with over 75 years of service, can handle all your block and concrete needs. They carry all sizes of concrete block, including decorative E.P. Henry landscaping block. Their concrete is PennDOT approved and delivered with front discharge trucks. Riverview Block also carries masonry supplies, tools, cement, sand, and stone. For prompt delivery, call Riverview Block, 570-752-7191. Riverview Block is proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs.
Welsh's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welsh's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welsh's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jump start, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welsh's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welsh's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football,
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick,
HLM.
2021 Tunkhannock Area High School Tigers
Memorial Stadium in Tunkhannock. The venue for tonight's high school football game is weekend number 6 of the high school's regular season. About to kick off, the Bulldogs going against the Tigers of Tunkhannock. Tunkhannock is 2-3 after last Friday's 20-15 home loss to Wyoming Valley West. Tigers coach Mike Maribel on what led to that loss.
Well, we didn't do well enough to play all 4 quarters. We gave them a big lead in the first half with some mental mistakes in our secondary, which gave them a big lead of 20-0 at half, and we couldn't recover from it.
I read an article in one of the newspaper previews before the season. You were hoping to have more balance in your offense this year. You've always been a good passing team. You wanted to get more running. Have you achieved that yet?
We did early on in the season. Then we had one of our running backs go down. One of our big horses went down, and we haven't been able to get our running game going the last couple weeks. So we're hoping that he comes back for this week, and then we'll be able to balance out again.
Ben Chilson saw a little bit of action at Crispin Field a couple years ago in a playoff game when his brother got hurt. Now he's the man at quarterback. Talk about his development.
Yeah, he's coming along well. I think his talent level is a little higher than what we have around him right now. So he's kind of his learning curve's a little steeper because we don't have the kids to max his abilities with throwing the ball and everything. But we're coming up with some better schemes to make it a lot easier on him.
What are your specific concerns about Berwick?
They're Berwick football. I mean, we watch them on film. They're tough. You know, they're well coached. They're disciplined, and they're Berwick football. It's always a big deal when you play Berwick. You know, we've been doing it for 20-some years since I played here, and it's always good to play Berwick. I always worry about them.
That's Mike Maribel, now in his 4th season as head coach of the Tigers of Tunkhannock. He is Tunkhannock through and through. A graduate of this high school back in 1992. Junior high coach for 6 seasons before taking over as the varsity coach. His record 14-21, but you have to consider what the program was going through before he took over. In the 3 seasons before he became the head coach, they were combined 5-25. They've been very, very competitive since. 2-3 coming into this game against the Bulldogs here tonight. Berwick against Tunkhannock. We'll check the starting lineup for the Bulldogs when we return. You're listening to Berwick Football and Sports Radio, HLM.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal and total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickashinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with pre-arranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
Whether it's the heat of the preseason or the heart of the postseason, teams will always get a little boost from playing at home. Speaking of a boost at home, State Farm can boost your savings when you combine your homeowner's insurance with your auto coverage. So score one for the home team. Talk to State Farm agents Lori Powell or Sean Black in Berwick, or Melissa Price in Nescapac about big savings for combining home and car coverage. Give State Farm agents Melissa Price, Sean Black, or Lori Powell a call today.
Berwick Notary Center, 1544 Orange Street, State Route 93, has been serving the Berwick community for over 50 years with the highest quality service as well as the lowest prices available. They offer services for driver's licenses, instant camera cards, registration renewals, boat, ATV, and snowmobile transfers. And they are messenger and agent approved. Open Monday through Friday, 9 till 5, and Saturday, 9 till 1. Check out their Facebook page or email them directly at berwicknotary@yahoo.com. Berwick Notary proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs. Go Dogs!
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Crowd here at Memorial Stadium in Tunkhannock being entertained by the Tunkhannock High School Marching Band. Getting ready for the 25th meeting between Berwick and the Tigers of Tunkhannock. These teams met first in 1987 on what might have been the coldest day that a Berwick team ever played. It was an Eastern Conference semifinal game. Tunkhannock won that one 7-6. Berwick has won every meeting since. They've won 23 in a row, including that last outing, a district quarterfinal back in 2019 at Crispin Field, won by the Bulldogs 21-9. Starters for Berwick offensively. The tight end, number 4, Spencer Kishbaugh, 6'3", 195-pound junior. becoming more and more part of the offense with every passing game. 11 catches for 216 yards and 2 touchdowns, averaging 19 yards a reception. We mentioned Liam Carroll, a sophomore who was starting left guard, out with an injury for this game. Taking his place at left guard will be Gavin Cunningham, moving from the left tackle spot. Gavin, 6 foot 210, a senior, and Harrison Snyder, wearing number 71, will be at the left tackle. He is 6'2", 190, a sophomore. The starting center will be number 54, Andrew Blockus, who will also start in defense, having a terrific senior season, 6'1", 215-pounder. The right guard is number 60, Chase Shuckers. He's just a 9th grader, 5'11", 220 pounds. And the right tackle, number 70, Xander Unger, 6'3", 265 pounds, a senior. Leading receiver for the Bulldogs is Dre Wilk. He wears number 7. He's a 5'11", 175-pound junior, 14 receptions on the season for 93 yards. The quarterback is number 12, Nat Lunzinski, 6'1", 205, a junior. His numbers on the season, modest, but he's getting better week by week. Probably had his best game of the season to date against Selinsgrove 2 weeks ago, then even a little better against Williamsport. On the season, 44% of his passes complete for 528 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. That is a 6'1", 205-pound junior. At the running back spots, we'll see number 5, Ryan Bankus, the 5'7", 150-pound junior. 45 carries for 145 yards and a touchdown. And Benny Knorr, perhaps Berwick's most versatile player, 5'11", 190 pounds, a senior. He's averaging 5 yards a carry on 21 attempts. He's averaging 21 yards a reception on 6 pass catches. He was magnificent against Williamsport a week ago. At another wide receiver position, number 20, Braden Boone. He's been out the last couple of games with illness. He's ready to go tonight, 5'10", 145-pound senior. That is the starting lineup offensively for the Bulldogs under Carmen DiFrancesco, now in his 3rd season with the Bulldogs, his 25th season as a head coach at 6 different schools. His team comes in with a record of 2-3. We'll check the starters for the Tigers of Tunkhannock when we return. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Looking for that perfect new vehicle for you and your family? Look no further than Fairfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Car, truck, or SUV, no matter what you're looking for, you can find it at Fairfield at a fantastic deal.
Find it at Fairfield.
During Jeep Adventure Days, you can go on or off-road, all while getting a fantastic deal. Drive home a brand new 2021 Jeep Compass, just $25,900. It's also Ram Power Days, 1500s, 2500s, 3500s, and more. You won't find a bigger selection anywhere else. Make sure to take a look at their ad in the Web Weekly for all their incredible deals. Stop in and see the Kaiser Boys on Route 405 in Muncie or Dan Goldman on Route 11 in Danville. Fairfield for fantastic deals.
Offers on select vehicles for qualified buyers only. Not all will qualify. Must finance through Chrysler Capital. All offers end October 31st. See dealer for complete details.
Find it at Fairfield.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
It won't be long before tax time rolls around, so remember to visit Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting for your income tax needs. ND Accounting and Consulting handles both business and individual taxes, as well as offering a variety of accounting services, including payroll, auditing, and bookkeeping. For tax and accounting services, look for Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting with 2 locations, 214 Pine Street in Berwick and 5929 Main Road in Sweet Valley.
If you haven't been to name brand liquidations in the Berwick Plaza Shopping Center, you're missing out on great values. At name brand liquidations, you'll save money from 50 to 90% on everything imaginable. From furniture to food to bedding, you name it. Name brand liquidations not only sells a huge variety of merchandise, they feature name brands just like their name says, at low prices. When you're in the market for anything, shop at the store that has everything. Name brand liquidations. Wishing the Berwick Bulldogs a great season.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Weekend number 6 of the 10 weekend high school football regular season kicking off tonight here at Memorial Stadium, Tunkhannock. It's the Bulldogs against the Tigers of Tunkhannock. Starting lineup offensively for the Tigers. The tight end, number 18, Hunter Gregory. He is a 6'3", 180-pound senior. The left tackle's number 55, Nick Maribel, the son of head coach Mike. Nick is 5'11", 230 pounds, a senior. Jade Kozlowski is the starting left guard. He is 6'3", 240 pounds, a senior. Stephen Bird starts at center. He's 5'8", 230, a senior. The right guard is Aiden Miner, number 63. 6 foot, 260 pounds, a junior. And the right tackle's number 72, Jacob Davenport. 6'2", 250 pounds, a senior. So a lot of experience on the offensive line from tight end, tackle to tackle. 5 seniors, 1 junior, and good size. From tackle to tackle, they go from 230 to 260. At the wide receiver positions, number 14, Colin Madden. He is a junior, 6'2", 170 pounds. Leads the team in receptions, 16 for 140 yards. We'll also see Garrett Uhas, a 6'2", 170-pound junior, 9 catches for 114 yards and a touchdown. Ty Conan is a running back, 5'11", 185 pounds, a senior. 63 carries, 257 yards, leads the team in both those categories. But they use him as a receiver as well. He's caught 8 passes for 141 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's averaging over 17 yards reception. Michael Sickler is listed as a running back, but he's only carried 4 times. He, though, has 13 receptions for 158 yards and a touchdown. 5'11", 205 pounds, a senior. They would love to have Bobby Schultz in there at a fullback spot. Very physical, 5'11", 220 pounds sophomore, but he is on the injured list. The quarterback, we've talked about it previously, is number 5, Ben Chilson. 6'5", 190 pounds, a junior. Completing almost 57% of his passes for 433 yards, 4 touchdowns. He has been intercepted 5 times. He also will run with the football, 43 carries, 147 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That is the starting lineup offensively for the Tigers of Tunkhannock under Mike Barabell and his 4th season as head coach. They come in with a record of 2-3. Tunkhannock against Berwick. Keys to tonight's game, Andy Lichtman.
Well, I think a big key, Jim, is for people to step up and fill in for the injured. That's on Berwick's point. They looked very strong last week. Injuries deplete people a little bit, but Berwick's been dealing with injuries all year. You just got to shuffle and make the plays. Harrison Snyder, we've seen him wearing 88, a receiver number. He's been putting on 71 and surprising us on occasion as well. We'll see him at left tackle. They'll move on Gavin Cunningham down. Bruce Hartman's been missing his 3rd game now. Andrew Blockus has become the 48-minute man, filling in there. So shuffling in the line, make things happen. Next man up, and Harrison Snyder certainly is a good next man to have. Berwick will see him at defensive end as well in this game. They're going to miss their middle linebacker, and Tristan English, who I think has been a very valuable player for them. He's quite the hitter. Instead, we'll see at middle linebacker Tajee Taylor, and it's going to be a different type of look with this tall quarterback who throws well and has the ability to run. I think the middle linebacker Tajee Taylor may be shadowing him quite a bit, so we'll see. They'll have Braden Boone back in the secondary. The secondary will be probably going with a lot of nickel and dime look, as this team really does want to feature the pass. So we'll see how it all plays out, how the injuries shake out, how the people stepping in can take over. A big key for the defense will be stopping that quarterback. Ben Chilson, strong passer. You've mentioned his numbers, Jim. He's very good, throwing at 57%. Just about 100 yards a game, but also the threat to run. And that impressive frame at 6'5" makes it tough. I think when you look at Berwick offensively, they want to keep the hands in their horses. And they did that last week. Go to your playmakers and stretch them. Just demand more out of them. Ride those horses until they can't go anymore, and you'll find out with adrenaline high school players can go and go and go. Number one among those horses, Benny Knorr. He got the chance to really step up. He really played well against Williamsport. Every time he touched the ball, whether it be on a return or whether it be on a running play, he just looked spectacular. Looked like he was playing at a different level. Add in Spencer Kishbaugh. He's the fighter. He's a boxer by trade. He likes to mix it up with people. He plays with a toughness you rarely see, and that toughness also has that huge frame. He's a big fella. He's not afraid of anything. In fact, he plays with such aggressiveness, he was penalized for hurdling a player last week. Not a down player. You can hurdle a guy who's down on the ground. He just had one standing in front of him, decided, I have the ball, I'm just going to jump over him. That's the way that he plays. You ride those horses and expect your other stars to step up. I think Dre Wilk is in for a big game when they're able to target him. He can make things happen. He's that guy, touch the ball, and maybe it's a touchdown. I think Tajee Taylor at tight end can give you some big plays. And I think you need to factor in the improved play at quarterback. Matt Lonzinski, since Sealands Grove, has looked different. He's looked more aggressive. He has good feet in the pocket. He's willing to run when things don't open. And I think his game being stepped up a level or two or three has made Berwick all that much better. That's the way I see these keys, Jim.
You mentioned Benny Knorr and Spencer Kishbaugh as Bulldogs make their way on the far side of the field. White jerseys, white pants, white helmets, blue numerals and trim. And you also have to give some credit to the coaching staff for moving those people around.
Oh, yeah.
They're a nightmare for opposing defenses because Spencer Kishbaugh lined up as a fullback, a tight end, a wide receiver, a wingback. I mean, you just don't know where he is. The same pretty much for Benny Knorr.
Yeah, but I know if I'm a defensive coordinator, I'm telling my defense, see where Spencer Kishbaugh is. That's probably where the play is going to go. You have him at the point of attack, you make things happen. I like the wrinkle where he was playing sort of a fullback with an isolation game with Benny Knorr behind him. That's a new wrinkle for this Berwick team this year. I certainly do like what I see of Spencer Kishbaugh and Benny Knorr.
Tigers of Tunkhannock just now making their way on the near side of the field. Orange and black, the colors of Tunkhannock. Football team has orange jerseys, black helmets, black pants, black numerals, and trim. So we're a couple of minutes away from the start of this one. Again, the 25th meeting between these two schools. But the last meeting was a postseason game back in 2019.
Got to look at the field, Jim. I'm sorry, but, it's unique. Very unique. The only time all year Berwick will be playing on natural grass, and that's a different situation. Field looks in very good shape. Nice crown on it. We're here on the Tunkhannock side. We had to go up 37 steps to get into this press box.
Them.
I sure did. I counted them 4 different times when you sent me down to get the officials. But it's a very nice setting on a beautiful night for football under old-style conditions. Natural grass.
Yeah, Andy mentioned the only time the Bulldogs will play under these conditions this season, and considering the fact that they play junior high games, JV games, and a number of other sports, this field looks to be in very, very good shape for this one tonight as the Bulldogs about to take on Tunkhannock. The officiating crew for tonight's game, the referee is Chuck Hannon. Tom Chapego is the umpire. The linesman is Carmen Saporito. The line judge is Ned Caffrey. The back judge is Bill Monahan. And the side judge is Brian Schwartz. We'll be back with the kickoff. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Sports Radio, HLM.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
Come and get a great deal and total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
Forge, Forge Pub and Eatery on 11th and Mulberry in Berwick is where you need to go when you want a delicious homemade meal. Even the salad dressings are homemade. Forge is open every day at 11 with free delivery to the Berwick area. Follow their Facebook page to get the daily specials. They have a full bar, 10 beers on tap, 6 rotating seasonal brews, and an extensive selection of domestic and craft beer. It's the perfect place to go out with colleagues or for date night. Forge will always impress. Forge Pub and Eatery in Berwick is a proud supporter of the Berwick Bulldogs football team.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
Don's Towing on Route 11 in Bloomsburg can handle any tow, whether it's a car or big rig, 24/7. Don's has roadside assistance, and your satisfaction is their priority. They always have a truck available, and you'll never wait more than 20 minutes to be picked up and on your way again. Don't let a flat tire ruin your day. Don's Towing will help you get where you need to go without breaking the bank. They accept all insurances, and those that pay out of pocket will appreciate their low prices. Don's Towing, Route 11, Bloomsburg, or check out their Facebook page.
Lehigh Valley Health Network has some great news for residents of Greater Hazleton and surrounding communities. LVPG, Hazleton Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is now located in the Humboldt Industrial Park at Station Circle in Hazel Township. Their orthopedics and sports medicine experts provide complete orthopedic care and accept most insurances, including Geisinger Gold. LVPG, Hazleton Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, your partners in orthopedic care. To learn more, visit lvhn.org/orthopedics or call 570-861-8710.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football,
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick,
HLM.
Captains meeting with the officials at the middle of the field. We're moments away from the kickoff to start this one. Berwick and Tunkhannock both coming in with 2-3 records. 2 straight road games for the Bulldogs. Next Friday night, they'll be at Spartan Stadium in Kingston to take on Wyoming Valley West. When Ben Willis gives you the scores later, you won't hear Wyoming Valley West. They are actually playing tomorrow afternoon against Wilkes-Barre area. Tunkhannock won the toss, deferred to the second half, so Berwick will get the football. And he mentioned Dre Wilk. He's been terrific on special teams as a kick returner. He had a 40-yarder against Hazleton area and a 72-yarder against Selinsgrove. When Berwick has the opportunity to kick to Tunkhannock, they have a player by the name of Garrett Uhas who returned a kick 86 yards for a touchdown against North Pocono. So special teams could play a big part in tonight's game.
Well, certainly can. Good seeing Berwick in those traveling whites. Neat little look in contrast to the orange and black of Tunkhannock, traditional colors.
Ian Barbini will kick it off for Tunkhannock. Benny Knorr and Dre Wilk deep for the Bulldogs, who will move from our right to our left here in the opening half.
I heard a lot of people talking about their drive up here, Jim, and it seems everyone came up one different scenic way from another and plans on heading home a different way. Tunkhannock well up and out of the way. But a drive home that Berwick hopes to be celebrating.
Yeah, and we hope to just have a direct route home. The last time we were here, we ended up in Chick-Shindy, which is not a direct route.
No, and with deer chasing you off the road as you go.
Ian Barbini is a senior soccer player here at Tunkhannock. He will kick it off. Again, Dre Wilk and Benny Knorr deep for the Bulldogs. So the 25th meeting between Berwick and Tunkhannock is underway. As the kick a boomer, and it goes 3 yards into the end zone. And Berwick will take over at their own 20-yard line. The last time these teams played, Tunkhannock had a terrific kicker in Jackson Montross, now a star at Shippensburg University. Looks like they have another good one here in Barbini. It's that touchback gets things started. Tunkhannock defensively, Nick Maribel and Jaden Kozlowski at the ends. Jeff Meter and Stephen Bird at the tackles. Linebackers Hunter Gregory, Michael Sickler, and Colin Madden. The corners, J.C. Zona and Garrett Uhas, Ty Conan, and Ben Chilson are the safeties.
A lot of tall players in this unit, especially in the secondary, Jim. Over 6 foot for most of them.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Spencer Kishbaugh shifts to a tight end position on the right. Out of the gun, Matt Lonzinski gives the ball off to Benny Knorr, trying the right side, looking for room, and he has some. Over the 25, out near the 27-yard line. Sweep for Benny Knorr, and a good first down play for Berwick.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. Looks like 6 yards on the game before they able to push him out of bounds. A lot of east-west running, paralleling the line of scrimmage, but then pushing ahead as he turns the corner. Nice opening play.
2nd and 4, Berwick at their own 26-yard line. 2 receivers to the left. Lonzinski out of the gun. Has a running back to either side of him. And a flag down.
Someone lined up offsides, Jim. The linesman throwing that flag, so someone over the ball. And Tunkhannock looks to be moving back.
So this will give Berwick a first down the easy way to the 31-yard line. Andy, as a former coach, is there any excuse for that?
No. And yet, Jim, I'm watching the professionals play and they're lined up out, across the football. Is there any excuse for that at that level? High school, you at least say, well, they're kids. Inexcusable, though, at any level.
1st and 10, Bulldogs at their 31-yard line. Slot to the left side. Lonzinski gives it off right side, and not much doing.
Bo Sheptock getting the carry, Jim. We don't even have him on my list, so probably his first carry of the year. Little speedster, plays aggressively. He's going to lose a yard on that carry.
Ball back to the 29, so it's actually a loss of 2. 2nd down and 12. Yeah, we had Sheptock as 1 reception on the season, but now a carry as Braden Boone splits wide to the right. Slot to the left. Benny Knorr is in that slot. Lonzinski out of the gun. Has the snap. His first throw of the night is batted down at the line of scrimmage, incomplete.
Yeah, number 14 in there, Colin Madden, stopped, got his hands up, and took away the passing lane. So an incomplete, they'll set up a 3rd and 12.
Bulldogs at their own 29-yard line. Opening possession of this game. Berwick coming off a 28-21 win in overtime over Williamsport last Friday. Hoping to keep things going here tonight. Tough situation, though, 3rd and 12.
On the right hash, wide side of the field is here toward the Tunkhannock sideline, but it would be moving left for the right-handed quarterback.
Lonzinski back to throw. Looking, steps up into it. He's going to be sacked. Back at the 28-yard line.
Hunter Gregory is the man who collapsed the pocket. Lonzinski stepped up nicely, but Hunter Gregory came on down inside along with him. It'll be a 2-yard loss on the sack, and Berwick will have to punt it away.
Gregory, a defensive end, 6'3", 180-pound senior. We'll see him at tight end when Tunkhannock gets the football. Garrett Uhas back in single safety awaiting the punt of Benny Knorr, who's standing back at the Berwick 14-yard line. Snap is there. The kick is away. Short, but very, very high. Bounces over midfield. Takes a great roll where Berwick is concerned. And will be down at the Tunkhannock 31-yard line. So that's where the Tigers will put it in play against a Berwick defense that'll line up in a 4-3 to start. Harrison Snyder and Alex Hacker at the ends. Andrew Blockus and Chase Shuckers at the tackles. Taji Taylor gets a start at middle linebacker. On either side of him, Spencer Kishbaugh and Benny Knorr. The corners, Braden Boone and Rowan Slabinski. The safeties, Dre Wilk and Bo Sheptock.
Nice group of outside linebackers in there, Jim. Inside and outside, right across. The tallness of Taji Taylor in the middle. Kishbaugh wide along with Benny Knorr. Star-studded group for the short passing game.
Ben Chilson will operate out of the gun with a slot to the right. Conan, the running back, to his right. Man in motion, left to right. Rolling right to throw as Chilson, and the ball is dropped. He threw it right on target to his intended receiver, Colin Madden, who couldn't pull it in.
There's nice pressure. Alex Hacker coming in hard from his defensive end, pressuring the quarterback who wanted to throw his side. He put the ball where the receiver should have been able to catch it, but he didn't hold it. So instead of a 5-yard gain on the catch plus the run, no gain.
2nd down and 10. Tigers at their 31. Slot to the right, wide receiver left. Chilson out of the gun. Now man in motion. It's Madden to the left side. Conan gets the carry, and he's wrapped up. I don't think he got to the line of scrimmage. Probably a loss back to the 30.
Benny Noor was reading it and came across, forced him into other tacklers. Andrew Blockus among them, Taji Taylor there, looking at Harrison Snyder in on the pile. So they'll call it back to the line of scrimmage, but I don't know.
3rd down and 10 now for Tunkhannock. The ball at their 31-yard line. Trips to the right side. Chilson has the snap, and he's back to throw, and he fires out of the backfield. Ball's tipped, and it's intercepted. And the return to the 35 and to the 34-yard line. So the ball is tipped, and then Dre Wilk with his 4th interception of the season, and the Bulldogs in business in Tunkhannock territory.
Man was sliding down the middle in the linebacker area, and Spencer Kishbaugh was there. One off of the receiver's hands, and it went to Kishbaugh, who was running toward his own goalpost. It bounced off of him into Dre Wilk at safety, who then catches it and takes it the other way.
So Berwick will take over at the Tunkhannock 33-yard line with 9:26 remaining in this scoreless first quarter.
Huddling with the coach. When they have that change of possession, the whole team now comes out to the line of scrimmage.
Empty backfield. 3 receivers to the right, but the call goes to Benny Noor on a running play, and he's got running room, and he looks like he has the first down inside the 25-yard line.
I believe he does. Jet sweeping action. He's in the slot on the left, comes in motion, takes the ball, and continues. I thought he was going to head to the sideline, and I thought that was the better move, but instead he puts on the brakes, cuts back against the grain, and that proved to be the better move overall.
10 yards on the carry, 1st and 10. Berwick at the Tunkhannock 23-yard line. 3 receivers to the left. Lonsinski out of the gun. Fires a quick out to the far side. Has a receiver for a short gain to about the 22-yard line.
It was tipped as it's on its path. It looks like Benny Noor who made the catch out there. So he catches the wobbly ball after it's tipped and then takes it for minimal yardage. Did he catch it?
To the 21. Yeah. It is 2nd down and 8 for Berwick. Bulldogs trying to cash in on the interception by Dre Wilk, who is wide to the right now. Braden Boone in the slot to that side. Benny Noor, the lone receiver, to the left. 2nd down call from the 21. Lonsinski throws to the far side. Has his man. Breaks the tackle and still on his feet inside the 15, down around the 13-yard line.
Bo Sheptock, Jim. That number, or is it 3? I'm trying to catch the number. I believe it's 2. Bo Sheptock out there. They had him as part of trips on the right side. He caught it. He had 2 blockers out in front of him. Danced a little bit, and he's just going to be a football length short of the chains.
The ball at the Tunkhannock 14-yard line. Berwick with the 3rd down and 1.
Power situation here. Quarterback's directly under center. Push Andrew Blockus and take it the easy way.
I formation. Give the ball off the right side. Ryan Bankus with the call, and he gets to about the 10-yard line for 1st down.
Instead, they went with the isolation play. Good play as well. Run behind the fullback toward the C gap. And Bankus with the fresh legs easily gets to chains.
5 yards on the carry. 1st and goal, Berwick at the Tunkhannock 9-yard line.
Good momentum after the turnover, Jim. Good series of play calls. Everything going positive for Berwick.
Taji Taylor, the tight end on the right. Spencer Kishbaugh to the left. Again, the I formation, the call to Bankus again. This time he's cut down around the 10-yard line.
Yes, he was. Michael Sickler's inside at linebacker, and he read that double dive. Fullback DeAndre came to the left. We saw the running back go to the right, but the linebacker not fooled with the duplicity of the play, able to smell it out and bring Bankus down.
Loss of a yard to the 10-yard line. 2nd and goal, Berwick at the Tunkhannock 10. Bulldogs move from our right to our left in this opening quarter. Moving quickly, 6:40 remaining, no score. As Spencer Kishbaugh lines up on a wing to the right side. From the 10, Lonsinski out of the gun. Back to throw, fires over middle, it's intercepted. The return to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, and out over the 31-yard line. Michael Sickler with the interception and the return, and Tunkhannock dodges the bullet.
Jim, I mentioned a number of tall players in the secondary, but this is a tall team overall. That's about the third ball we've seen tipped as it's leaving the quarterback's hands, and Lonzinski's tall. So it's tipped in its trajectory. It ends up bouncing towards Sickler. Sickler, the inside backer who made the good play on the run the previous play, now comes up with the interception, brings it down his own sideline with a fine return.
So the teams exchange interceptions. 6:22 to go in a scoreless first quarter. Tunkhannock with the football at their 31-yard line. Slot to the left side. Out of the pistol. Ty Conan is the running back. Sickler in motion right to left. Chilson gives to Conan. Look for running room. Has some. As he gets out to the 34, maybe the 35-yard line.
Spencer Gishbaugh on a designated blitz, Jim, had penetration, tripped him up at the line of scrimmage. But Sickler running with a little bit of a head of steam, able to fall forward. Ty Conan for about 4 yards.
Second down and 6. Tunkhannock at their own 35-yard line.
Berwick playing a good bit of man coverage as they're following the man in motion across the field.
Slot to the right side. Chilson out of the gun. Gives the ball to Conan off the right side. Has some running room over the 40, and looks like he may have a first down. Taji Taylor makes the stop with some help from Rowan Slabinski, but a nice move off the right side by Ty Conan, and the first down of the game for Tunkhannock.
And Berwick lost contain. For some reason, that side collapsed on its own, where they were able to block the perimeter. He got outside the tackle, and able to find the yardage there before they brought him down in the secondary.
And we have movement on the wide receiver here to the right.
Didn't even think the team had stopped, set itself. But apparently long enough. 5 yards penalized. Team that wants to get its running game going, the little knifing action, try to power people. Going to make it harder as they move themselves backwards on that first down penalty.
See if Chilson will go to the air. He had a pass dropped and a pass intercepted on their first possession. Now a 1st and 15, and he's back to throw, and Berwick coming after him. Flag down the play as he's tripped up at the 40-yard line. Taji Taylor makes the play. Maybe a hold coming against Tunkhannock.
Yeah, he was flushed out of the pocket pretty quickly. Defensive ends came up around, and he had to step up. I mentioned Taji Taylor as an inside backer, maybe shadowing this quarterback. Tripped him up near the line of scrimmage. Might have gained a yard or so, and I think the penalty from the spot and 10 yards is certainly going to be to Berwick's advantage to take the penalty.
Boy, it is. It's all the way back to the 20-yard line. That's an 18-yard penalty.
Yeah, they were holding deep in the pocket, Jim. That's the thing. He's a tall quarterback, so even with a 5-step drop, those 5 steps get you back about 9 yards. And then until he was able to turn it up, the hold had occurred.
What do the analytics say about 1st and 33?
Yeah, I always have quick kick in the back of my mind.
Chilson out of the gun from the 20. Man in motion, right to left. Ty Conan gets the call, looks for some running room. Good second effort by him. Gets out to the 25-yard line.
People coming up. Evan Meehan in there for a few snaps now. Kind of got in there and forced a man inside in the backfield. But Conan runs tough, runs with some authority. At least get some positive yardage.
Give him 6 to the 26-yard line. As we go under 4.5 minutes remaining in a scoreless first quarter. Tunkhannock, second down and 27 at their own 26. Slot to the left. Out of the pistol. Conan behind Ben Chilson. Sickler goes in motion to the left. Conan gets the call again. Has some running room. Breaks free and gets out. Still on his feet over the 40 to the 42-yard line. Good effort by Ty Conan.
Yeah, Evan Meehan eventually bringing him down. Dre Wilk threw a hard shoulder into him, but did not bring him down. He kept the legs chugging. Even though they need considerable yardage on the running game, Jim, Ty Conan is giving them some considerable yardage.
16 yards on that carry. 3rd down and 11 for Tunkhannock at their own 42. Out of the gun. Chilson has the snap. Back to throw, dumps a pass over the middle, has Sickler, and a nice tackle in the open field. Looked like he had some room to run, but that is a very, very nice tackle. As Rowan Slabinski comes up and makes the play.
It was a collision that knocked the man down. You just got to watch, though, Jim. Sometimes people recover from some collisions and don't stay down, regain their balance. There they did. It'll force the punt.
Jeff Meter does the long snapping. Michael Sickler back to do the punting, standing back at the 35-yard line of the Tigers. Gets the kick away, and a beauty. Away from Dre Wilk, takes a great roll, goes out of bounds at about the Berwick 11-yard line. So that's where the Bulldogs will put it in play for their second possession of this opening quarter, which has no score. 2 minutes, 52 seconds remaining.
They had an impressive drive until the interception, and the interception and some of the incompletes have occurred because of balls being tipped at the line of scrimmage. If that pattern continues, where he's not getting the passing lanes and the tall hands are up and batting at balls, you might see Carm DiFrancesco put his quarterback in motion a little bit. Roll him out of the pocket. Use some bootlegs, some waggles.
Berwick at their own 11-yard line with a 1st and 10. Ryan Bankus is the running back to the left of Matt Lunzinski, who operates out of the gun with a slot to the right side. Bankus gets the call, tries to sweep the right side, and there's nothing doing. Brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Sickler, extremely active from his linebacker position, Jim. He's a good one. We've seen him make a number of tackles. This one near the line of scrimmage. Bankus will force it ahead to at least get back. Maybe loss of a half a yard.
Yeah, they're marking at the 10, so we'll call it 2nd down and 11 for the Bulldogs. At their own 10-yard line. Lunzinski out of the gun. Spencer Kishbaugh is on a wing to the right. Lunzinski, a quick out to the far side. The ball's dropped.
Touched again, Jim, on its trajectory. On out there was that defensive end, Hunter Gregory, and I think he got a piece of it as it was being thrown. It wasn't high that time, but off to his side. Got the hand out, prevented the completion out there.
So here is a 3rd down and 11. Berwick back at their own 10-yard line.
Right side of the field to the left makes it harder on the quarterback. With that situation, rather than rolling him there, you probably would tend to want to keep him in the pocket. He's been pressed. Watch him stepping up and maybe running with it.
Dre Wilk wide to the right side. One of 3 receivers that side. Back to throw on Zinski. He's in trouble. He'll be sacked inside the 5-yard line.
Colin Madden blitzing from his linebacker position. Gets on in almost untouched, but avoids being there. Nothing that Lunzinski can do. It'll be a significant loss of about 12 yards, and that'll bring out the punting unit.
Yeah, actually, loss of 8 because the ball was at the 10-yard line. So 4th down call coming, but a very, very difficult situation. Benny Knorr will be back to punt, and he's using all that end zone.
Ethan Lear's been very good with his snaps. Hope I didn't just jinx him there, Jim.
Nope, it's a good snap, and the kick is away. And Uhas will let it bounce. Takes a Berwick roll, but goes only to the 40-yard line of the Bulldogs. So Tunkhannock will take over in great field position with 1:25 remaining in this opening quarter and still no score.
Ethan Lear with the good snap, as we've mentioned, Jim, been consistent all year with that. But he also snaps and steps right out and gets down to be the first man down on the football. I think Tunkhannock was thinking to let it bounce. Maybe I can still pick it up, but Ethan Lear right there prevents that.
Yeah, they're marking it at the Berwick 39, so a great opportunity for Tunkhannock to break this scoreless tie as they move from our left to our right in this opening quarter. Ty Conan remains the lone running back for the Tigers. Sickler on a wing to the right side, and now goes in motion to the left. Chilson gives to Conan off the right side. Ty Conan gets to about the Berwick 36-yard line. Picks up about 3 on the play.
Bo Sheptock coming up hard from his safety position. Saw the man breaking free, so he played it like a linebacker. Went low, and with his helmet was able to submarine that man. Call it a 3-yard loss.
2nd and 7 for the Tigers at their 36-yard line. 3 receivers to the left. Looking that way is Chilson, and he fires fires over the middle. The ball is tipped. Then a diving attempt.
And caught.
And caught. Terrific play. Colin Madden. The ball hit him in the chest. It popped up. He kept his concentration. And it will be a 14-yard pickup and a first down.
Lined up in the slot on the left, ran a post over the middle behind the linebackers, drilled in. He couldn't hold it at first. While he's being hit, he gains control of the football.
1st and 10, Tunkhannock at the Berwick 22-yard line. Madden in motion to the left side. Running with the ball is Conan. He fumbled the football. Scramble is on. Berwick has the ball.
Number 71 coming up with the Jim. That would be Harrison Snyder in this game rather than his oftentimes 88. So the defensive end in on the tackle as the play comes his side. The ball stripped away, sees it bouncing, and jumps on it.
So Harrison Snyder, who had some impact plays in last week's win over Williamsport, comes up with one here as Berwick will take over at their own 19-yard line.
I think they'd really like to get their running game going, Jim. There's a little bit too much of a pass rush, and these tall pass rushers have their hands up, and they've been taking the pass away at the line of scrimmage.
Low snap. Lonzinski then makes something out of it straight ahead. He'll actually pick up 2, maybe 3 yards on what will be the final play of this opening quarter. So low snap, but Lonzinski makes something out of it, gets 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 Bulldogs at their 22 when the second quarter begins. One in the books here at Memorial Stadium in Tunkhannock. Berwick nothing. Tunkhannock nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio, HLM.
See the winning lineup of Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and quality pre-owned vehicles at Bear Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Berwick. They have a body shop and full service center servicing all makes and models, and they have been servicing your community for over 30 years. Bear Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram has earned the highest possible rating from Chrysler and the prestigious J.D. Power Award for Excellence. Bear Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram Pine Street in Berwick proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs. Go Dogs!
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
Taking a look at the high school football scoreboard. Montoursville, Danville, scoreless in the second. Wyomissing leads Southern Columbia 17-6 still in the first. And Dallas leads Williamsport tied at 7 in the first.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
Stadium in Tunkhannock. Both teams had their opportunities. Berwick had the ball first down at the Tunkhannock 11. Interception stopped that drive. Tunkhannock had the ball at the Berwick 22-yard line. A fumble by Ty Conan. Recovered by the Bulldogs' Harrison Snyder. Stopped that drive. So no score. Berwick will be moving from our left to our right as we view things here in the second quarter. They have a 2nd down and 7. They have it at their own 22-yard line. As it will be Ryan Bankus in there as the running back to the left.
Stacking the tight end and the H-back now, splitting them apart. Kishbaugh off the left side.
And flags and whistles.
Linesman on the far side has keen eyes, Jim. He sees when people are over the football or if they move in the least bit. Sideline warning?
That is
Jim,
the call.
He's on the Berwick side of the field. It's 53 yards over to here, and he's calling the sideline warning?
Yeah, but who did he call against?
Well, that's true. The signal would be, he kind of looked to push it this way, and symbolically in my head, I think he's pushing Tunkhannock back. He must be where he can't go up and down, but he's 10 yards away from the players. It's all the incidental people along the way.
You know, it had to be Berwick because Tunkhannock hasn't moved on their stance on the sideline. Yeah. 2nd and 7. Berwick at their own 22-yard line. Slot to the left side. After a shift, Spencer Kishbaugh on a wing to the left. Lonzinski gives the ball to Ryan Bankus. Good second effort by him. Gets over the 25 out to the 26.
Runs hard. Coming where they move Kishbaugh. They move Kishbaugh off to the left side, over left tackle, and that becomes the point of attack. So he'll gain his yardage. Berwick would like to convert now on a 3rd and a short 4.
Bulldogs just over their 25-yard line. No score here early. In the second quarter, both teams coming in at 2 and 3. Dre Wilk wide to the left side. Short 4 for the first down. Lonzinski out of the gun. give off the left side, a first down, and then some over the 35-yard line. Flag flies after the play.
Bankus with the run, Jim, and he did knife on through, but I thought there was movement at the line of scrimmage where Tunkhannock jumped, and it should have been blown dead, and no flag came out there. Then he knifes on through, gets the chains, gets the nice yardage, and the flag comes late. Face mask at the end on the tackle. So fortunate for Berwick to have the play continue.
So give Ryan Bankus 12 on the carry, and then add 15 to that. So big play for Berwick. Now they're calling that incidental, so the 5-yarder to the 43-yard line. So it'll be Berwick football at their own 43. Bonsinski out of the gun, gives to Ryan Bankus some good blocking up the right side, breaks free. The 40, the 35, the 30. It's a foot race. Bankus at the 10, the 5, and gets in for the touchdown. Ryan Bankus, 57 yards for the first score of this game.
And he really ran well. Able to split the 5-2 defense, Jim. Came on up over left guard. Able to get past the linebackers and then a race with the secondary. They lost the angles, and there was a question of would he fatigue in that 50-some-yard sprint. He did not, and he scores for Berwick.
Yeah, Ben Chilson gave it all he had to try to make the tackle from behind. And now Brendan Hinkle, 8 for 9 and extra points. Will try one out of the hold of Braden Boone. Snap placement, kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field. 10:49 to go, opening half. Berwick 7, Tunkhannock nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Neighbor Fence Company has fencing for where you want it, serving Columbia, Montour, and Luzerne counties. Neighbor Fence provides top-quality residential and commercial fencing, vinyl, chain link, wood, aluminum, and ornamental fencing, plus vinyl railing and specialty products. Neighbor Fence Company, 1140 State Route 239 in Wapwallopen. Call 570-752-4423 or visit them online at neighborfencecompany.com. Neighbor Fence Company is a proud sponsor of local youth athletic teams.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Ryan Bankus, a 5'7", 150-pound junior with his longest run of his career, 57 yards for a touchdown. Berwick with a 7-0 lead. 10:49 to go in the opening half here at Memorial Stadium in Tunkhannock. The kick will be fielded by Juhas up the middle at the 12-yard line. The return out to about the 27-yard line where Berwick makes the stop.
Taji Taylor and Evan Meehan bringing him on down. Nice coverage as people stayed in their lanes, gave him no opening to run.
So that was an 81-yard drive altogether, just 4 plays, thanks to the 57-yard run by Ryan Bankus. And, of course, it all started with Harrison Snyder's fumble recovery at the Berwick 19-yard line.
And Berwick normally has been winning turnover battles throughout their season, Jim. More interceptions and fumbles recovered than giveaways on their part.
+3 coming into this one.
Yep.
Tunkhannock at their 28-yard line. Ben Chilson awaits the snap. Madden goes in motion left to right. Chilson fakes handoff, keeps the football. A nice first down gain as he gets out to the 34-yard line. Harrison Snyder makes the stop. Chilson, a good runner. He has good rushing numbers on the season. First one tonight, picks up 6.
Yeah, that was option, Jim. Down the line, put it in the running back's belly. Tried to run him into the B gap. When he saw that was collapsing, he pulled it out and took it one hole wider for his 6-yard gain. Nice read.
Second down and 4. Tigers at their 34-yard line. Chilson gives to Conan. Conan spins close to the first down yardage. I think he'll be a little bit short as he went off the left side. Bo Sheptok coming from the secondary to make the play for the Bulldogs.
He comes up hard, Jim. When he sees run, often it's a quick commit where it's not going to be passed. He comes up hard.
It's going to be a 3rd down and 1. Maybe an equipment issue. They're directing Conan out of the game at this point. And that's not what Tunkhannock wants on a 3rd down and 1.
No, it's not. He's the powerful runner in this crew. He's impressed me with the way he hits the hole with energy and enthusiasm. They'd like him in. Now, do they go with finesse? Do they fake something and let the quarterback run? Do they go with more of an option look? Don't think you'll see pass, but boy, it hurts to not have that power runner in there for them.
Mason Rocco Grandi is the substitute. He's to the right of Chilson, who operates out of the gun. Here's a 3rd down and 1. Chilson will keep it himself off the right side, lower the shoulder, and gets the 1st down out near the 40-yard line.
Yeah, I sensed he'd be the man carrying the football. They ran Rocco Grandi off the right side, and Chilson followed and basically pushing the pile, spinning when he gets that little bit of a seam to gain about 3.
1st and 10. Tunkhannock at their own 39-yard line. They move from our right to our left in this second quarter, which has 9:11 remaining. Berwick with a 7-0 lead. Slot to the right, slot to the left. Chilson has the snap, and he's back to throw. Here comes the pass rush. He'll be sacked back at the 36-yard line.
Well, everyone got in, Jim. The ends collapsed on him and then pushed him onto the inside, trying to see which 0 number it is for Berwick that got him. It was 60 Chase Shuckers who comes in. He had half a sack earlier this season, had a full one there for him.
Aaron Hacker also in that play from his defensive end position, a loss of a couple. 2nd down and 12. Tunkhannock at their own 37-yard line. Slot to the left side. Ben Chilson awaits the shotgun snap, and he has it, and he's back to throw, and he dumps a pass over the middle, and he has his man, a strong run out near midfield.
That's going to be Sickler, Jim. Both Sickler and Ty Conan play with enthusiasm.
Flag down well after the play.
He was tackled into the Berwick sideline, and it was a clean tackle. Now, as they got up, was there pushing and shoving that did occur? We'll see. But Sickler caught it on the run, took about 6 more strides, powered with his shoulder to try to stay in bounds before being pushed out.
Unsportsmanlike against Berwick, and that is a really unfortunate play because that was going to be a yard short of the 1st down yardage. Instead, a big walk-off against the Bulldogs and a 1st down Tunkhannock at the Berwick 35-yard line.
Have to hold your composure, Jim. It's just ridiculous to waste a good defensive play, make the stand, and then just hand it to them because you don't have the character to control yourself.
Garrett Uhas wide to the right side. At the Berwick 35-yard line. Rocco Grandi, the call at the left side. A strong run by him out to the 21-yard line.
It was a Ty Conan, Jim.
Now, Ty Conan.
Rocco Grandi, you're right. They're shaking his hand.
Ty Conan is still on the sideline.
Ran like he was Ty Conan. He'll stretch that for a good 9 yards.
2nd down and 1 for Tunkhannock at the Berwick 26-yard line. 3 receivers to the right. Chilson has the snap, and he's back to throw, and he's going to run with it, and he gets to the 24-yard line, picks up a 1st down.
Tashi Taylor keeping an eye on him, but he didn't need much there. When the pocket collapsed, he was able to step in, step to the right, knew the yardage he needed, and he got it for his team.
Ty Conan is back in there at the running back spot. Tunkhannock has something going. They have it at the Berwick 24-yard line. 1st and 10 Tigers. Trailing 7-0 here in the second. Chilson gives the ball to Conan off the left side. Harrison Snyder among the people that bring him down.
Nothing fancy, just powering him with a little veering action. An obvious give. No read involved at all. But his line's getting a good push. He has that head of steam, and he just runs with authority.
4 yards in the carry by Ty Conan. 2nd down and 6. Tigers at the Bulldog 20-yard line. Slot to the left side. 6'5" junior Ben Chilson awaits the shotgun snap. He has it, gives the ball to Conan, tries the right side. They get the blocking. He turns the corner. He's at the 15, makes a cut into the 10, and he's down inside the 5-yard line where they blocked that side beautifully. There was lots of room for Conan. When he turned the corner, they'll mark it at the 3, 17 yards in the carry.
Yeah, beautiful run. He started with a little fake step to the left. And then when he took the hand off, he just immediately went wide. They gave him a soft corner. I don't know how they blocked it, but boy, it was as soft can be. Untouched as he took it outside.
From the 3, Chilson now under center. Conan deep in the backfield is the lone running back. First and goal from the 3. Conan gets it off the left side, looking for the end zone. No indication from the officials. He did pick up a couple, but he's second and goal upcoming.
Yeah, I would just keep giving him the ball. His offensive line knows the snap count. They get off, they get into their men, and then, boy, he's just so hard to stop.
Quickly to the line of scrimmage. And straight ahead, it's Chilson on the keeper for the touchdown. So, Tunkhannock, a nice drive of 72 yards, an extra point away from tying it.
Nothing fancy. Blame the penalty, Jim. They had them stopped up here near midfield. They allowed that personal foul because of a lack of composure. Drive continues, and boy, Ty Conan makes them pay.
Barbini will try to tie it. A high snap. Holder gets it down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Tied out of the field. Exactly 6 minutes remaining in the opening half. Berwick 7, Tunkhannock 7. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio, HLM.
If you have a child that's interested in gymnastics, or if you've been practicing the sport for years, then Access Gymnastics Academy is where you want to be. Their dedicated coaches will teach you everything you need to know to perform your best, from the basics of flexibility, form, and style to advanced techniques that will improve your rhythm and style during a routine. Call Heidi Rebuck at Access Gymnastics Academy at 570-441-5969. That's 570-441-5969. Now enrolling for beginner to advanced classes at 917 East 7th Street in Bloomsburg.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
An 81-yard drive by Berwick, answered with a 72-yard drive by Tunkhannock. We are tied at 7 with 6 minutes remaining in this opening half as Ian Barbini, following his game-tying extra point, tees it up for the Tigers.
Momentum turns. Not just a question of the drive and the score, Jim, but the physicality of the drive. After the penalty, they basically buckled it up and said, we're going to force this down your throat. And they made it happen. They took charge. And they've out-muscled Berwick right now.
Barbini's kick will be fielded back at the 10-yard line. The return to the 15, to the 20, to the 25, the 30. And Braden Boone with a nice return out to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, caught it deep. Able to find a little bit of a lane and bring it on out. Tripped up. That's where Berwick will start.
Is there a flag down the play?
No, I think a football was down on the play, Jim. It looked a little sloppy.
Yeah, there's something on the field over there on the 27, but evidently
something white.
Yeah.
Tape, yeah.
So Berwick will take over. Score tied at 7. Bulldogs will see if they can answer.
They need to answer right now, smack for smack, Jim, because right now they're losing the boxing match. They need to put a lick or two on this Tunkhannock team and, get the physicality back into their game.
Ryan Bankus to the left of Matt Lozinski, who operates out of the gun. Bankus gets the call off the right side. Nice move. Tripped up as he gets to the 38, 39-yard line. Good first down carry by Ryan Bankus.
That's his 7th carry, Jim. We thought we'd be Benning Noor with carries, but only 2 for him. Bankus has been the hot hand. He had the big touchdown run. And that's a nice opening start to this drive as he stretches it for over 5, more than halfway.
Second down and 4, Bulldogs at the 39-yard line in their own territory. As Dre Wilk splits wide to the right. Slot to the right as well as Lozinski has the snap. Gives the ball on the running play off the left side this time with Bankus to the 41-yard line. Picks up a couple, and it's 3rd down and 2 coming for the Bulldogs.
Michael Sickler in on that hit, Jim. Boy, he's a Mudfield player. Guy who gets his uniform dirty, always seems to be around the football, likes to put his helmet in there. But credit Bankus and the blocking off the left side of the line to make it a short 3rd down play here.
Bulldogs need 2 to keep this drive going. 3rd down from their own 41-yard line. After a shift, tight ends to the right. Bankus will run that way, lower the shoulder, spins, and he's very, very close. I believe he has the first down. Good effort by Brian Bankus.
Yes, it was. As you mentioned, both tight ends to the right side. Tajee Taylor at the line of scrimmage, the true tight ends. Spencer Kishbaugh as an H-back. They're running in that direction, but Bankus knew what he needed to move the chains. Saw it open inside, took that lane instead.
You know, Andy, you watch him run, and you never think that he's giving you any less than his best.
Oh, he runs hard. He runs hard.
1st and 10, Berwick at their own 44-yard line.
And will they pass? Both teams seem to want to establish themselves physically with the running game.
And timeout called by the Bulldogs. We're tied at 7, 3:52 to go in the half. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Northeast Pennsylvania, it's your home. And no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, what you rely on most is security. When that house becomes a home, the moment you get that new car, when your dreams become a reality, it's times like this when you have to look to the experts for advice and financial peace of mind. They're there with innovative products and services to help you with your financial future every step of the way. Together, they will help dreams and goals become reality. They are more than a bank. They're your neighbor. They are First Keystone Community Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Jim Doyle and Andy Lickney from Memorial Stadium in Tunkhannock. Score tied at 7. 3:52 to go in the opening half. Berwick with the ball following their timeout. 1st and 10, Bulldogs at their own 44.
Didn't like something they saw. Maybe it was a personnel problem. So they'll reset themselves here.
Bo Sheptock in motion to the left side. Lonzinski has the snap, looking to the right, and overshoots his mark. We had Dre Wilk open. That ball just sailed.
Dre Wilk lined up on the right side as a wide receiver. Ran a post inside his man. And if he drilled it in there, he had a lot of room for the completion and the chance for stuff after the run. Cornerback Andre Wilk was about 7 yards off of him, giving him a lot of room, respecting his speed. So a good call, but the execution just not there.
2nd and 10, Bulldogs at their 44. Wilk wide to the left, Bo Sheptock in a slot to that side. Lonzinski out of the gun, gives the ball to Ryan Bankus, looking for running room. Nice move by him, gets to midfield.
Yes, it was. 80 and Minor eventually bringing him down, coming from the backside. But as you mentioned, hard running by Ryan Bankus. We always see that maximum effort. And he's going to get a good 6 yards on that. They can bark this team offside, get a 4 or 5 yard run. They'll be able to continue the drive.
3rd and 4, Berwick from midfield. Bulldogs move from our left to our right. Tajee Taylor, the tight end, to the left. Off his left shoulder, Spencer Kishbaugh. Sheptock comes in motion, takes the handoff, tries to sweep the left side. There's nothing there. They'll wrap him up for a loss back in the Berwick 47-yard line.
Garrett Uhas read that from the secondary, Jim, as Bo Sheptock came in motion from right to left. He's on the play side where it's coming. He sensed it, saw the handoff, came up very, very quickly, and gave him no field to turn up.
4th and 7, Berwick. Punt team on. Benny Knorr back at his 34-yard line. Waiting the snap. Man back in single safety for Tunkhannock. That man will call for a fair catch. It's Ben Chilson back at the 25-yard line. So Chilson deep makes the catch, and the Tigers will take over. Last time they had it, they put together an 11-play, 72-yard scoring drive. That tied the score. We're still locked at a 7-7 tie. 2:25 to go in this opening half.
Caught myself, Jim. You don't normally see a 6'5" quarterback back there fielding punts, but I think they told him, hey, you're athletic, you have good hands, just make a fair catch for us. Don't let it bounce. We'll take it where you catch it.
And that line is the 25-yard line. 1st and 10. For the Tigers, they have their full complement of timeouts remaining. It's Colin Madden wide to the left side. Wide receiver to the right as well as Chilson out of the gun. Gives the ball to Conan. Ty Conan on a first down carry. Picks up about 5 as Bo Sheptock makes the stop from his safety position. They're going to mark it at the 29, so give him 4. Second down and 6, Tunkhannock.
They have Michael Sickler in there sort of as a fullback with him. They did on the previous play, showing that they want to go with the power running game.
Slot to the left, slot to the right. Chilson has the snap, and he's back to throw. He's hit as he gets it away, but completes the pass, and a first down out to the 37-yard line. Good job by Chilson to hang in there.
Colin Madden with the reception. Yeah, Chilson did. Pressure, he sensed it. He still stayed tall in the pocket. Delivered it while the hit's being delivered on him, but right to Colin Madden.
9 yards on the reception. First and 10, Tunkhannock at their 38. Clock running, 1:45 remaining in the half. Again, 3 timeouts remaining for the Tigers. 3 receivers to the left.
4.
Conan goes in motion to that side. And the pass to Madden, looking for room, and a great play by Spencer Kishball. Being held, and he still made the play as he fought off a blocker, as we have a timeout called by the Tigers. 1:27 to go in the half. Score tied at 7. You're listening to Berwick Football and Sports Radio, HLM.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick. The roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates. Why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding. Specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Tunkhannock, 2 timeouts remaining. 1:27 to go in the half. Score tied at 7. Tigers with the football. Second down and 9. They have it at their own 39. 3 receivers to the right. Conan, the running back, to the right of Chilson, who has the snap, and he's back to throw, and he fires. He has a man at midfield. And a first down at the Berwick 45-yard line. Michael Sickler with the catch.
He's good, Jim. Wherever you put him, outstanding on defense, does blocking at fullback. Now he catches a short post, puts his head down, and stretches for maximum yardage.
16 yards altogether. First and 10 at the Berwick 45. Chilson back to throw again. Meehan coming on the blitz. The pass is incomplete.
Boy, nice coverage there. Trey Wilk was with him, half a step behind, but able to get high and bat at that ball and prevent any chance of a catch.
Evan Meehan coming hard, almost had the sack. Good job by Chilson to get it away and hang in there. Second and 10, Tigers at the Bulldog 45.
Chilson shown the pocket courage needed for a good quarterback, Jim. Doesn't mind that pressure coming.
1:08 remaining this opening half. The call goes to Conan. Try the right side. Berwick reads it pretty well, and he'll get to about the 42-yard line. He'll pick up just 3, and Tunkhannock will use their second timeout. 59 seconds remaining in the half. Score tied at 7. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
The Medicine Shop.
The Berwick Medicine Shop at their new location. 500 Fowler Avenue, Berwick, has your favorite pharmacist team, like Kim, who you've trusted for more than 20 years. And they've gotten even better. Free blister packs, free home delivery with no tips, and less than a 15-minute average wait time on prescriptions. Why would you go to the big box pharmacies where you might wait for days? Go to the name you know and trust, the Medicine Shop of Berwick, and follow their Facebook page. Berwick Medicine Shop proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
.59 seconds remaining in the opening half here at Memorial Stadium in Tunkhannock. Score tied at 7. Tunkhannock now with 1 timeout remaining. Third down and 7. Tigers at the Bulldog 42-yard line.
Need to convert here, Jim.
Chilson has the snap, back to throw, fires over the middle. incomplete. Had a man, ball knocked free.
Aim for Michael Sickler, Jim, again trying to post him in, but Berwick had people in the area, a little too much traffic. What do you do on fourth down here? You're across the 50, under, a minute to play? You take a fourth down play.
Yeah, if you don't make it, Berwick good field position with 2 timeouts remaining.
Yeah, but it's high school football, Jim, 55 seconds. It'll be less than that when this ends, but you do give Berwick good field position if you do come up short.
4th and 7 at the Bulldog 42. Chilson. Play action pass is incomplete. Boy, what a nice play by Braden Boone. Ball on target, and Boone knocks it away, and Berwick will get the football with 51 seconds to go in the half at their own 42. 2 timeouts remaining.
Berwick locking on man-to-man an awful lot in this game, Jim, feeling they can stay with the receivers, and Braden Boone stayed on his man there. Ball thrown nicely toward the man, but Braden Boone able to get the hand in front, even though it's a short post, to knock it away.
Berwick has missed Boone the last couple of weeks out with illness, and a terrific play there. We'll see what the Bulldogs come up with offensively from their own 42. 2 timeouts left. 51 seconds remaining in the half. Score tied at 7. Slot to the left side. Taji Taylor, the tight end on the right. Lonzinski has the snap, gives the ball off to Bankus, and he is cut down in the open field at the 46 after a gain of 4.
96 yards on the half for Ryan Bankus, Jim. An awful lot on that long 57-yard touchdown, but he's been earning his keep. Timeout? I believe Berwick.
Yes, they would have 1 timeout left. We'll keep it here. Reminder, stay with us at halftime. Andy will have all the halftime stats, and Ben Willis will bring us updated on the high school football scoreboard from this evening. Again, you won't hear the score of Berwick's next opponent, Wyoming Valley West. They are playing tomorrow afternoon against Wilkes-Barre area.
Gives them a short week to prep when you play a Saturday afternoon game, Jim, and the opponent plays Friday night. Doesn't seem significant, but a little bit more fatigue.
2nd down and 6 for Berwick following this timeout. They have it at their own 46-yard line.
Keeping an eye on the clock. Of course, you need the chains to continue the drive. 2 more plays to get there. But you need the yardage to get the points. That's the whole purpose of it here with 35 seconds left to go.
We haven't seen Spencer Kishbaugh targeted yet. Came into this game with 11 catches, averaging almost 20 yards a reception. Might be time for him. See where he lines up on this 2nd down. Berwick at their own 46-yard line. Kishbaugh is on a wing to the right side. Slot to the left. Lonzinski has the snap. Back to throw. Looking long for Spencer. Kishbaugh just overthrown at the 20-yard line. He had a step on the defense.
He had a step, and it might have been overthrown by 2 steps, Jim. Yep, you called it. Spencer Kishbaugh, the tall receiver with speed, posting straight down the middle while other people were keeping the corners wide. Forced man-to-man coverage, forced single coverage. Again, unable to finish the play with the execution. Close as you get. There's no points in it.
3rd down and 6. Berwick at their own 46-yard line. 31 seconds remaining in the half.
And if you don't get it here, you'll still take a 4th down play.
Bulldogs have a timeout remaining. The call goes to Ryan Bankus, and he is really hit behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose 3.
Catch that number. Big number, 54 for them. Jim Stephen Bird coming in hard. We have a timeout now by Tunkhannock.
Yep, they will use one. With 21 seconds remaining in the half, score tied at 7. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Hi, this is Cassidy from the Independence Ford Service Department, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Does your Ford or Lincoln vehicle need service? Having trouble getting an appointment at your usual service center? At Independence Ford, we can and will take care of all your service needs. Regardless of where you purchase your Ford or Lincoln vehicle, our goal is to get you back on the road. Give me a call for an appointment today at 784-1414.
and get a great deal on total satisfaction.
Independence Ford, better people, better prices.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Berwick in a punting situation. Eddie Noor gets the kick away. Tunkhannock was going for the block, closing seconds of the half, so they have no one deep. And a good punt will roll dead at the Tunkhannock 15-yard line. 11 seconds remaining in the half. Tunkhannock out of timeouts. I wouldn't expect anything too fancy here.
No, but they may try to pass it downfield anyway. Chance for two different plays, depending if you get out of bounds, if there's an incomplete, if there's a penalty for interference. And even if it's intercepted or mishaps happen, it's closer to midfield if you're throwing it deeper.
So Tigers back at their 15, score tied at 7. They will get the football to start the second half.
Going to be a kneel down, I think, Jim.
Conan very, very deep behind Chilson, who will take the knee, and that's how we stand here at halftime. Berwick 7, Tunkhannock 7. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Yannick Real Estate is your full-service real estate agency. Buying, selling, residential, commercial, multifamily, land, and rental management. Call Yannick Real Estate. Owner Mike Yannick, a veteran himself, served his country and has been serving this area for decades. Mike and his staff will guide you through the real estate process. Veterans, be sure to check the VA loan options. Yannick Real Estate, your full-service real estate agency. 1232 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 759-3300.
Forge Pub and Eatery on 11th and Mulberry in Berwick is where you need to go when you want a delicious homemade meal. Even the salad dressings are homemade. Forge is open every day at 11 with free delivery to the Berwick area. Follow their Facebook page to get the daily specials. They have a full bar, 10 beers on tap, 6 rotating seasonal brews, and an extensive selection of domestic and craft beer. It's the perfect place to go out with colleagues or for date night. Forge will always impress. Forge Pub and Eatery in Berwick is a proud supporter of the Berwick Bulldogs football team.
Berwick Bulldog football. HLM.
Looking for that perfect new vehicle for you and your family? Look no further than Fairfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Car, truck, or SUV, no matter what you're looking for, you can find it at Fairfield at a fantastic deal.
Find it at Fairfield.
During Jeep Adventure Days, you can go on or off-road, all while getting a fantastic deal. Drive home a brand new 2021 Jeep Compass, just $25,900. It's also Ram Power Days, 1500s, 2500s, 3500s, and more. You won't find a bigger selection anywhere else. Make sure to take a look at their ad in the Web Weekly for all their incredible deals. Stop in and see the Kaiser Boys on Route 405 in Muncie or Dan Goldman on Route 11 in Danville. Fairfield for fantastic deals.
Offers on select vehicles for qualified buyers only. Not all will qualify. Must finance through Chrysler Capital. All offers end October 31st. See dealer for complete details.
Find it at Fairfield.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Halftime from Memorial Stadium in Tunkhannock. Score tied. Berwick 7, Tunkhannock 7. Tunkhannock's first possession, Drew Wilk came up with an interception on a tipped ball. For Wilk, his 4th interception of the season. Eventually, Berwick drove to a first and goal at the 9. On the 8th play of that drive, Michael Sickler with an interception of a tipped pass by Matt Lunzinski. So the two teams exchanging turnovers. Berwick, though, later in that first quarter, got a big play from Harrison Snyder. He recovered a fumble by Ty Conan at the Berwick 19-yard line. First quarter ended with no score, but Berwick took advantage of that fumble recovery, put together a 4-play, 81-yard scoring drive, the touchdown, the longest run in the career of Ryan Backus, the junior, 57 yards for the score. Brendan Hinkle with the extra point. Berwick led by a score of 7-0. Tunkhannock came right back. 11 plays, 72 yards. 2 big plays. One, a 17-yard run by Ty Conan. Another, an unsportsmanlike penalty against Berwick. Eventually, the Tigers got to the Bulldog 1. From there, quarterback Ben Chilson took it in on the keeper. Ian Barbini kicked the extra point. That was with 6 minutes to go in the half. Score was tied at 7. Tunkhannock put together one more scoring threat. Starting at their 25, they drove to the Berwick 42-yard line, but they ended up giving the ball up on downs. That's how we stand here at halftime. Berwick 7, Tunkhannock 7. Stats with Andy Lickney, scores with Ben Willis. Coming up, stay with us. You're listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio, HLM.
S.J. Kowalski Heating and Air Conditioning is proud to offer the Air Scrubber by Aris. It reduces exposure to common bacteria and viruses and their health effects. Air Scrubbers don't just treat the air, they also help to clean the surfaces of your home, such as countertops, bathrooms, kitchens, and doorknobs. The Air Scrubber is quick and easy, designed to fit into your existing HVAC system. Learn more by calling 1-888-KOWALSKI or on the web at sjkowalski.com.
Discover the money-saving benefits of a new Bazing checking account from First Columbia Bank. Save money while you support our local businesses. You can save 10% on children's clothing, cameras, auto repair bills, or haircuts. You can get free bagels with a purchase or upgrade those chips to fries for free. And there's more. Not only will you save money with local and national shopping and dining deals, you'll also get cell phone protection, roadside assistance, prescription drug savings, and more. Visit First Columbia Bank to open your Bazing checking account today.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
Taking a look at the high school football scoreboard tonight. Halftime, Danville leads Montoursville 7-0. Lewisburg leads Central Columbia 12-3. Wyomissing leads Southern Columbia 31-14 at halftime tonight. Mount Carmel leads Bloomsburg 13-6 at the half. Second quarter, Dallas leads Williamsport 20-14. Jersey Shore in the second leads Shamokin 21-0. At the half, Mifflinburg leads Milton 14-0. In the second, Valley View leads Crestwood 21-7. And at halftime, Pittston area leads Nanticoke 21-0. Other partial scores early on. Late in the first, Sealands Grove leads Shikellamy 14-0. Troy and Lowestoft tied at 7. Delaware Valley leads Hazleton 7-3. And Wyoming area and Lakeland are tied at 7. Don't forget, stay tuned for more Berwick football and more scores coming up later on. I'm Ben Willis on HLM.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Halftime from Memorial Stadium in Tunkhannock. Berwick High School marching band about to entertain the crowd here. Score tied at the break. Berwick 7, Tunkhannock 7. Stats from that opening half, Andy Lickney.
Stats not quite tied, Jim, but close to being tied. Tunkhannock has a little bit of an edge in total offense, 139 yards. Berwick, though, with 117. The Tunkhannock split 87 yards on the ground and 52 in the air. For Berwick, 107 on the ground and just 10 in the air. So a little difference in how teams are getting there. It's showing to be a physical game. I'm impressed with how physical Tunkhannock's been playing. And yet when you do look at the numbers, it's Berwick with 107 yards rushing in this game. Most of it coming from Ryan Bankus. He's been the ball carrier. He has 11 carries. He has 96 yards. Included in those 96, a 57-yard touchdown burst, going pretty much up the middle and breaking through, splitting the defense, and racing to pay dirt. Just off a 100-yard game for Ryan Bankus. We'll see it in a couple carries here in the second half. Benny Knorr, I expect to see with a lot of carries, but he has not really been involved that much offensively. 2 early carries, 16 yards for Benny Knorr. Bo Sheptok has been involved in carries, 2 for just 3 yards. One was an attempt at a little jet sweep. That one had a 5-yard gain to it. That was his nicest play. And then Matt Lonzinski sacked on 2 occasions, 3 carries in all for -7. Added up, subtract a little bit, and it's 18 rushes for 107 yards for Berwick. Lonzinski just 2 of 7 passing. 1 ball was intercepted for 10 yards. He's had some open receivers, needs to click on them. He had Dre Wilk on a short post that would have been a nice gain. He had Spencer Kishbaugh deep, overthrew that by a step or so. Oh, it's not that far off, but it's not there yet. Benny Knorr has one of the catches for 2 yards. Bo Sheptock caught the other, got 8 yards on that. 10 in the air, 107 on the ground. Berwick 117 here at halftime. A little bit under the 139 that Tunkhannock has been able to muster. They have 87 on the ground and 52 in the airways. Very impressed with the very physical play. Ty Conan, a very strong runner. He has 12 carries for 74 yards for his team. And, boy, he straps it on and hard to bring him down. You have to gang tackle him. And on occasion, when they put Michael Sickler in front of him as an I formation back, it seems almost unstoppable. So they've been playing with a lot of physicality coming at Berwick, and they've proven hard to stop. Mason Rocco Grandi had 1 carry when Conan forced to come off for a couple plays. He had 9 yards on that. And then Ben Chilson, very adept quarterback, whether it's passing or running, has a good eye for the game. He has 5 carries for 11 yards to his credit, including the pushover for a touchdown on the quarterback sneak. 19 carries, 87 yards for the Tunkhannock Tigers at half. They've been more successful with their passing game. I have built Ben Chilson with 6 catches, 6 completions in 10 attempts from the quarterback perspective. 1 ball was intercepted, 52 yards in the air. Colin Madden, his leading receiver on the year, has 22 yards on 3 of the catches. Michael Sickler, again, playing tough linebacker, some fullback, but boy, when they throw to him, he catches and runs with it. 3 for 30 yards for him. 52 in the air, 87 on the ground, 139 for Tunkhannock compared to 117 for Berwick. Tied game, almost tied on the stat sheets, and a physical game. Flex your muscles. Who's going to win this? Who's going to put the knockout punch in, Jim? Still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, and I think Berwick in the locker room has to look at the fact that Benny Knorr has just a couple of touches. Spencer Kishbaugh has none. Those were the 2 key players in the offense against Williamsport a week ago. So they need to find a way to get them involved.
Yeah, I think they do, but it's hard not to keep feeding the ball to Ryan Mankus when he's close to 100 yards here at halftime. He's looked good. I think what you'd like to do is balance that with some successful passing, and I think they're going to, look, does Dre Wilk get involved? We saw how deep they're playing on him when they ran a little short post to him. They're almost not covering him. They're afraid he's going to run by. And same with Kishbaugh. He is able to still run by them. So we'll see which way they go. Sometimes you have too many options, and sometimes you just simplify and go at them. I think the message in this one, if it was to me at halftime, is who's tougher? Who's going to win the fight? Right now, I think the physical edge is going Tunkhannock's way, and I think Berwick needs to step up and match it. Now, sometimes you can out-finesse them, sometimes you can do it, but sometimes you put it on yourself. We want to win the fight, and I think that's a part of the halftime talk.
Score tied at the half. Tunkhannock 7, Berwick 7. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Sports Radio, HLM.
Lehigh Valley Health Network has some great news for residents of Greater Hazleton and surrounding communities. LVPG, Hazleton Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is now located in the Humboldt Industrial Park at Station Circle in Hazel Township. Their orthopedics and sports medicine experts provide complete orthopedic care and accept most insurances, including Geisinger Gold. LVPG, Hazleton Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, your partners in orthopedic care. To learn more, visit lvhn.org/orthopedics or call 570-861-8710.
Hey guys, Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander Greater Hazleton Used Car Superstore. That's right. We've got a huge selection. We have over 2,000 used cars on the web, and we have over 200 on site here in Hazleton. Whether you're looking for a pre-owned Denali truck, a Chevy Silverado, a Corvette, a BMW, we have a huge selection here at Blaze Alexander. If you're looking for a good pre-owned car, we're getting them in by the truckloads. So if you're in the market and you want a choice, come to Blaze Alexander Greater Hazleton and see where we have the cars and take the deals the other guys won't.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
Yannick Real Estate is your full-service real estate agency. Buying, selling, residential, commercial, multifamily, land, and rental management. Call Yannick Real Estate. Owner Mike Yannick, a veteran himself, served his country and has been serving this area for decades. Mike and his staff will guide you through the real estate process. Veterans, be sure to check the VA loan options. Yannick Real Estate, your full-service real estate agency. 1232 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 759-3300.
Mason's Monogramming has the largest selection of Bulldog items in Berwick. Family owned with more than 30 years experience and new Bulldog wear for every age, including masks, tees, polos, sweater shirts, jackets, and hats. They even have brand new indestructible silicone cups, koozies, car coasters, decals, and more. Shop at masonsmonogram.com for their new items and select in-person pickup or shipping right to you. Follow their Instagram at Mason's Monogram for their latest new items. Mason's Monogram service in Berwick. Let them personalize for you.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
In Tunkhannock, score tied at 7. If you're just joining us, Brian Bakis, the Bulldogs, with a 57-yard touchdown run for the Berwick score. And the junior quarterback for Tunkhannock, Ben Chilson, on a 1-yard keeper, capping an 11-play, 72-yard drive. That's how we stand here at halftime. Both teams converted their extra points. Score tied at 7. Again, the Bulldogs on the road again next Friday night at Spartan Stadium in Kingston to take on Wyoming Valley West. Wyoming Valley West tomorrow afternoon will be playing Wilkes-Barre area. For the Tigers of Tunkhannock, they will be home next Friday night. They'll be on the road, take on Wilkes-Barre area. 7-7 the score. We'll be back with the kickoff to start the second half. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
If you have a child that's interested in gymnastics, or if you've been practicing the sport for years, then Access Gymnastics Academy is where you want to be. Their dedicated coaches will teach you everything you need to know to perform your best, from the basics of flexibility, form, and style to advanced techniques that will improve your rhythm and style during a routine. Call Heidi Rebuck at Access Gymnastics Academy at 570-441-5969. That's 570-441-5969. Now enrolling for beginner to advanced classes at 917 East 7th Street in Bloomsburg.
Quality care for your dental health at Berwick Dental Arts, 105 West 9th Street in Berwick. State-of-the-art equipment comes together with a tradition of 45 years of personalized care. From the youngest to the oldest patient, let Berwick Dental Arts doctors and staff take care of every aspect of your dental needs. They'll process all types of insurances. Make your appointment today. Call Berwick Dental Arts friendly staff at 752-4542. Berwick Dental Arts, making smiles beautiful.
Berwick Bulldog football. HLM.
Don's Towing on Route 11 in Bloomsburg can handle any tow, whether it's a car or big rig, 24/7. Don's has roadside assistance, and your satisfaction is their priority. They always have a truck available, and you'll never wait more than 20 minutes to be picked up and on your way again. Don't let a flat tire ruin your day. Don's Towing will help you get where you need to go without breaking the bank. They accept all insurances, and those that pay out of pocket will appreciate their low prices. Don's Towing, Route 11, Bloomsburg, or check out their Facebook page.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick, the roofing experts for all of our listening area. With over 30 years experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your roofing, decks, and siding, specializing in metal roofs, rubber roofs, and shingles. Most of the work is done in one day. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas, now located in Dushore and also serving Bradford and Sullivan counties with owner Harry Titus, a supporter of the Berwick football team and St. Jude Children's Hospital. Call 570-752-4351.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Both teams have made their appearance on the field. We're moments away from the kickoff to start the second half, and we have an answer to one of our speculations at halftime. Why wasn't Benny Noor getting more touches? Well, he has incurred an injury in that opening half. In fact, that last punt by Berwick was by Andrew Blockus and not by Benny Noor. So if Noor is not able to go in the second half, it appears to be the case, that is a huge loss for Berwick that already came into this game shorthanded with 3 players on the injured list. But Bulldogs will just have to find a way.
They will. And, Benny Knorr, one of the handful of two-way players that Berwick does go with. But again, we're talking about a bit of a slugfest here, a game that's getting very, very physical. And Benny Knorr is one of the more physical players on this team. Defensively is where my concern would be. They've been able to do it. They're getting wonderful play out of Ryan Bankus when it comes to running the ball. He's pushing a 100-yard game, and you can work things offensively. But boy, you lose your punter, you lose your outside linebacker, and you've already been shaking people around. You don't have Tristan English, your normal starting middle linebacker. Now you lose an outside backer in a game that's, again, they're challenging you. They're coming at you. They want to slug it out with you, and you want to match them hit for hit. And it gets a little harder when some of your best hitters go down.
I saw Andrew Blockus in punt formation. I thought, no, your eyes are deceiving you, because that's the one play he comes out for.
He can do everything, Jim. Takes after his dad, Chris, I think. Yes. He can do it all.
Hunter Gregory, Garrett Uhas, deep for Tunkhannock. Tigers move from our right to our left. Score tied at 7. Brendan Hinkle waiting for the official's whistle. There it is. The second half is underway. Kick will be fielded by Gregory. Goes down on a knee, and they'll take over at the 13-yard line.
The punt there, the kick came up short on him. He came up to get it, and he stooped down low. And then he realized, I'm kneeling. And you can see the dejection, because there's a good 15 yards in front of him if he was able to field that cleanly. But it's hard to pick up a low kick and then get yourself going. So down on the knee, downs himself, a break for Berwick.
Tunkhannock at their own 13-yard line with a first down. Score tied at 7, just underway here in the third quarter. Both teams coming in at 2 and 3.
Would not expect them to deviate much from their offensive game plan. They've been running Ty Conan, a very physical runner. Going right at Berwick with him, showing some option look. The quarterback an option to run.
2 running backs back there in a motion play to the right. Conan gets the call, looks for some room, and not much doing. Berwick stuffs him after a gain of about 2 to the 15-yard line.
Swarming to the football, Jim. They have to match the physicality, and they certainly did. 7 or 8 white jerseys touching that man, limiting him to just a yard or 2.
Second down and 8. We'll try to pick up the linebacker filling in for Benny Knorr to start this second half as Tunkhannock faces a second down and 8.
Evan Meehan is in there, Jim.
From the 15-yard line. Slot to the left. The slot back goes in motion to the right. That's Madden. The call goes to Conan, and nothing doing again. Berwick again getting a lot of helmets to the ball.
Andrew Blockus, though, the first one through, Jim, from his defensive tackle. Gets a little rest with the halftime break. More of a rest than he gets between plays in games. A little fresher than he'd normally be. Pierces on through, meets the man. They'll drop him for a yard.
Third down and 9. Tunkhannock at their 14-yard line. 3 receivers to the left. Ben Schulson awaits the shotgun snap, and he has it. He's back to throw, and he fires to the sideline. The ball is dropped at the 21-yard line by Tajee Taylor. Pass off target. Taylor right in the breadbasket. Couldn't pull it down.
I lost it trying to hit Sickler, crossing in the middle. But Berwick realizes he's been a target throughout this game. They have a lot of linebackers in the area. And a break for Tunkhannock. It's not a takeaway.
Michael Sickler back to do the punting. Jeff Meter does the long snapping. Dre Wilk back at single safety. He went down on the knee. Berwick's going to get a huge break here. The snap was low, and Sickler went down on a knee to make the play. He will be downed inside the 5-yard line. Berwick takes over the football.
It's instinct, Jim, and if you don't go down on the knee, it might get past you. But, boy, give credit to the referee, Chuck Hannon. I saw it rather cleanly, but we're up here where we can. He's behind the play. He sees the man go down like an outfielder, trying to block the ball from getting by him, and he downs himself. So they downed themselves on the opening kickoff. Now they downed themselves on the punt attempt.
Berwick first and goal at the 3-yard line for the Bulldogs' first snap of this second half. An I formation. Bankus behind DeAndre. Bankus gets the call at the right side. He's hit hard as he gets to the 1 yard line.
Berwick spread things out by going double tight ends, one on each side. That spreads things out. It spreads the Tunkhannock defense. Berwick wants to go with power. They get a little pop in there to get closer.
Second down and goal, Bulldogs. Inside the Tunkhannock 1 yard line as Berwick looks to take the lead here early in the third. Getting a couple of breaks in this quarter. Again, James DeAndre is the fullback ahead of Bankus in the eye. And the fullback gets the call. DeAndre looking for the end zone. Looks like he's in. No call from the officials.
Should be in, Jim. He was in, but they're not in position to call it. Or did they call it just now? There it is. Touchdown.
Just now. So James DeAndre gets the touchdown. And Berwick takes the lead with 9:46 to go here in the third.
He's the up back in I formation. I think they're expecting him to be blocked. Instead, they give him the quick hitter up over center. And he's able to cross that plane into the end zone for the score.
Now Brendan Hinkle will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Braden Boone. Snap, placement, kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field. 9:46 to go, third quarter. Berwick 14, Tunkhannock 7. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Sports Radio, HLM.
Northeast Pennsylvania, it's your home. And no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, what you rely on most is security. When that house becomes a home, the moment you get that new car, when your dreams become a reality, it's times like this when you have to look to the experts for advice and financial peace of mind. They're there with innovative products and services to help you with your financial future every step of the way. Together, they will help dreams and goals become reality. They are more than a bank. They're your neighbor. They are First Keystone Community Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Berwick has taken the lead on a 1 yard touchdown run. James DeAndre. And now Brendan Hinkle will kick it off, and Ty Conan will field up the middle at the 11 to the 15 to the 20, and he is hit as he gets out to about the 30-yard line. Pretty good return by him. Well, we can tell you that Berwick took the lead on that possession, and we can also tell you that won't be the Independence Ford drive of the game because it was just 3 yards, but the Bulldogs will take it.
Yes, they will. Sort of a mental mistake, but it's just so instinctive when that bad snap's coming and it's short hopping to go on down and block it, almost like a catcher. You go down and that knee touches while you have possession of the ball. You've downed yourself, and it does set Berwick up wonderfully.
Tunkhannock with the ball at their own 30-yard line. Some decent field position this time for the Tigers. Chilson out of the gun, gives the ball to Sickler. Berwick is all over the play. He'll lose yardage back near the 26-yard line.
Andrew Block is on the play. Berwick's had penetration so far in this second half. Blockus in particular, that side time on the left side, getting through his A-gap. Sickler trying to go from left to right around him, meets him in the backfield, and Blockus wins the bull wrestling there.
Loss of 4. Back to the 26. Second down and 14 for the Tigers with 9 minutes remaining in the third.
They look like they're missing a player, Jim. Timeout.
So Tunkhannock burns one they didn't want to use. 8:57 to go in the third. Berwick 14, Tunkhannock 7. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Sports Radio, HLM.
Forge Pub and Eatery on 11th and Mulberry in Berwick is where you need to go when you want a delicious homemade meal. Even the salad dressings are homemade. Forge is open every day at 11 with free delivery to the Berwick area. Follow their Facebook page to get the daily specials. They have a full bar, 10 beers on tap, 6 rotating seasonal brews, and an extensive selection of domestic and craft beer. It's the perfect place to go out with colleagues or for date night. Forge will always impress. Forge Pub and Eatery in Berwick is a proud supporter of the Berwick Bulldogs football team.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs Football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Tunkhannock used a timeout they didn't want to use. They have the right personnel on the field. We have 8:57 to go in the third quarter. Berwick leading 14-7. Tigers with the ball at their own 26. Second down and 14.
Takes away that power running game they were establishing in the first half.
Slot to the right side, slot back. Madden in motion to the left. Conan gets the carry, hit behind the line, breaks away, turns the corner, and gets over the 30-yard line. Nice effort by him.
Yeah.
Looked like it was going to be a loss.
Taji Taylor came crashing in from middle linebacker and met him in the backfield and grabbed the top of each shoulder pad and spun him, but couldn't get enough purchase to be able to bring him down. It slowed him, but he still got to the corner, showed speed. And he's going to get some nice yardage there, but still going to be a third and long.
7 yards on the carry, third down and 7 for the Tigers. Slot to either side. Chilson has the snap. Back to throw. Fires on the backfield, has his man Conan wide open. 40, 45 to midfield. Still on his feet. Ridden out of bounds by Dre Wilk. Flags down the play. It'll be 15 probably on to this big run.
Dre Wilk made the tackle, made it easily, knew he was out of bounds, and insisted on flinging him further toward the track. Inexcusable mental mistake on the part of Dre Wilk. Nothing else you can say about it. The play's bad enough, it hurts your team, but then to give them another 15 on top of it, an inexcusable penalty.
26 yards on the pass completion, 15 tack on, and it will be a 1st and 10 for Tunkhannock at the Berwick 26-yard line.
Have to play under control. You just have to.
Tunkhannock's scoring drive in this game was aided by a 15-yard penalty against the Bulldogs from the 26. Conan again, and up the middle, nothing doing.
Evan Meehan among those, pushing the pile back. He comes slamming in, and they come slamming back. They'll call that one no gain.
You know, Conan, coming into this game, was averaging over 17 yards of reception. He had 26 on that play a moment ago. No gain on that one. 2nd and 10 at the Berwick 26.
They have other dangerous receivers. Slide the man out of the backfield on top of it. A guy who can catch and run. Very dangerous weapon.
Double slot on 2nd and 10. Chilson back to throw. Fires to the far side. Has a man. A completion inside the 15-yard line.
It's going to be Michael Sickler again, Jim. His 4th catch of the game. He's a very physical player. Ran an out pattern, made the catch, forced out of bounds.
Ball at the 16, 10 yards on that reception. 1st and 10 for Tunkhannock. Trying to tie the score. 7:29 to go to the third. Berwick clinging to a 14-7 lead. Chilson out of the pistol. Conan behind him. The call goes to the second running back up the middle, and a gain to about the 12-yard line.
Sickler, we've mentioned how physical he can be. Little Xing action, ran Conan from right to left. Then they gave it to him from left to right. He pushes ahead for about 4 yards.
2nd down and 6, Tunkhannock at the Berwick 12-yard line. Slot to the left, slot to the right. Chilson out of the gun, Conan to his right. He's back to throw. Berwick coming on a blitz, and Spencer Kishbaugh wraps him up back at the 23-yard line.
Needed a big play by an impact player, and Spencer Kishbaugh gives it. Coaches decide to set him free, bring him firing from the outside. Tremendous speed, Jim. He came a long way from the outside. Didn't show blitz, wasn't standing at the line of scrimmage, but came so hard and able to wrap that quarterback up for a goodly loss.
Loss of 11 on the play. 3rd down and 17, Tunkhannock at the Berwick 23-yard line. 3 receivers to the left. Chilson out of the gun. Back to throw. Big pass rush again. He steps up into it. He's forced to keep the football and will get only to the 20-yard line.
Taji Taylor, the man that time. Designated blitz straight up the middle. He gets there, but he doesn't wrap. He's able to, he's not finding the player. Going to set it up for a field goal, Jim. He was able to run just enough to get them in field goal range.
Ian Barbini will attempt the field goal. The hold will be at the 26, so this is a 36-yard field goal. We saw him kick off into the end zone earlier, so he's got the foot. 36-yarder. Snap. Placement. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Barbini from 36 yards away. Time on the field, 5:33 remaining in the third quarter. Berwick 14, Tunkhannock 10. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio, HLM.
Lehigh Valley Health Network has some great news for residents of Greater Hazleton and surrounding communities. LVPG, Hazleton Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, is now located in the Humboldt Industrial Park at Station Circle in Hazel Township. Their orthopedics and sports medicine experts provide complete orthopedic care and accept most insurances, including Geisinger Gold. LVPG, Hazleton Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, your partners in orthopedic care. To learn more, visit lvhn.org/orthopedics or call 570-861-8710.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Ian Barbini's 36-yard field goal, getting Tunkhannock within 4. It's Berwick 14, Tunkhannock 10, 5:33 to go in the third quarter. Barbini will kick it off. I mentioned he had a touchback earlier in this game, and this kick goes into the end zone as well. So Berwick will have it at their own 20-yard line. Their lead cut to 4.
But they've been able to drive the ball, Jim, and the question now is avoiding penalties. Ryan Bankus is approaching the 100-yard game, right at the cusp of that. They have a passing game where receivers have been open. They've looked relatively physical as they've been playing, even without one of their stars and Benny Knorr. See which people can get the touches and which people can help them move the ball here.
Braden Boone is in a slot to the right side. Dre Wilk outside of him. A running back to either side of Matt Lunzinski. And the call goes to Bankus off the left side. This time Tunkhannock does a good job of battling him up. 2 yards to the 22-yard line, second down and 8.
Bo Sheptock actually with that single-digit number 2, Jim. Just a yard for him. They haven't been able to spring him.
Second down and 9 for the Bulldogs. Clock running. We go under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Sheptock and Bankus. Bankus to the left, Sheptock to the right, surrounding the quarterback in shotgun.
Second down call coming. Lunzinski. Hands off, and the running play will go nowhere off the right side. In fact, back inside the 20-yard line. Ryan Bankus on the carry.
They need a little bit more pop, Jim, something. I don't know if the line has as much belief without Benny Knorr there. They're just not creating the seams for these more diminutive running backs to run through. Set up a third and long here. Pressure passing for Matt Lunzinski.
10 yards needed for the first down. Dre Wilk wide to the left side. Again, a running back to either side of Lunzinski. 3rd and 10. Tunkhannock makes it a little easier as they jump off.
Yes, they do. Number 55, Nick Maribel, the coach's son. They get a little talking to tonight when they get home.
So that makes it a third down and 5.
Still need 5, though, Jim, and in their running attempts on this drive, this team was being squashed at the line of scrimmage. Passing situation, ball on the right hash. Quarterback might have to work his non-dominant left side.
Bankus to the right of Lunzinski. Sheptock to the left. Lunzinski back to throw. Fires, has his man. A completion. He breaks free. Braden Boone to the 45. To midfield. To the 40. It's a foot race. 20, 15, 10, 5. And he goes in for the touchdown. 75 yards to Braden Boone.
Amazing. It was basically a sideways pass near the line of scrimmage, and Braden Boone slipped once he caught it. I don't know if by slipping he made the defender with him slip as he tried the move. Anyway, Braden Boone regains the balance, and all of a sudden it's nothing but a foot race, and Braden Boone wins it.
Well, a huge play makes it a 2-possession lead for the Bulldogs as Boone, who missed the last 2 games with illness, comes up big. His first catch of the season. It goes for 75 yards and a touchdown, and now he'll do the holding for the extra point attempt by Brendan Hinkle. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Time out on the field. 3:36 to go in the third. Berwick 21, Tunkhannock 10. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Welsh's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welsh's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welsh's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jump start, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welsh's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welsh's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Brendan Hinkle to kick it off for the Bulldogs after that huge pass play. Matt Lenzinski to Braden Boone. The kick comes up short, bounces at the 20. Picked up there, and the return to the 30 and out to the 37-yard line. So Tunkhannock will have pretty good field position. Gary Uhas on that return.
Yeah, having me and grabbing him and preventing a longer return than even that. But good field position, as you mentioned.
Braden Boone making a short pass into a big pass.
Jim, what happened in defense? I had binoculars on, and I saw Braden Boone slip, regain his balance, and then all of a sudden, no one's there, and he's at the line of scrimmage. He just outran them.
He showed very, very good speed. And again, he's been out the last 2 weeks. Berwick appreciating his play in the secondary, and now his play as a wide receiver. Tunkhannock from their 37-yard line. Ty Conan gets the handoff. Off the right side, breaks free, gets over the 40, the 42. Nice effort by him. I tell you, he's a tough running back. Not particularly big, but he runs hard.
He really does run hard. He'll stretch that for 6. Give him 88 yards on the game. Tajee Taylor forced him to play at middle linebacker in this game. Saw it, read it, came up, hit him hard at the line of scrimmage, but he just keeps on going.
6 yards in the carry. 2nd and 4. Tigers at their own 43-yard line. Under 3 to play here in the third quarter. Slot to the right side. Chilson has the snap. Gives to Conan right up the middle. This time Berwick's all over it. Dre Wilk comes from the secondary, but he was hit by a couple players before Wilk got there.
Tajee Taylor that time was able to square up and meet, and then everyone else joining in, as you mentioned, Jim. Good stick, good read by the Berwick defense as they rally to the football.
Big call here, 3rd and 5, Tunkhannock. They fall behind 21-10. Certainly don't want to give the ball back at this point. Looking to convert as they have a slot to the right side. Out of the pistol, Conan behind Ben Jolson. Sickler goes in motion to the right. The call goes to Conan off the right side. Will not get there. Will not get there. Good defense by the Bulldogs.
Yes, it was. James DeAndre coming on in and making a nice play in there, Jim. Able to get the man low, twist him on down. Also saw Alex Hacker, who contained him and forced him to the inside lane as part of the tackling unit.
Sickler back to punt. Last time he was in this position, went down on a knee for a low snap, and a bad snap this time. And he goes back, and he gets it at the 15, and he'll just have to fall at about the 12-yard line.
It went off to his side. It wasn't even near him, Jim, and it's rolling. He chased it down, had the chance to pick it up, and I think he may have looked to see where are the defenders and then missed the ball. I thought he had a chance to almost pick it up and, run a little, get a little rugby boot, do something with that. But he lost the focus at the end, missed the football, and Berwick again with outstanding field position after a punt debacle.
Yeah, the punting game has been a disaster for the Tigers in this third quarter. Berwick trying to cash in for the second time. Bulldogs leading at 21-10, 1:39 remaining in the third.
They've been stopping the smaller running backs. Maybe run of the quarterback, different look. They're stacking those big tight ends.
Bankus takes the handoff off the right side, and he's brought down after maybe a yard on the play.
He keeps hovering at 100 yards, Jim. I have him at 98, but I've had him there for about 4 plays. He ran to the tight ends, ran behind Kishbaugh and Taji Taylor. Took it a little bit to the inside, but just no opening, no crack for him.
2nd and 10. Berwick at the Tunkhannock 13-yard line. 1:10 remaining in the third. Bulldogs trying to add to a 21-10 lead. Dre Wilk wide to the right. I formation. DeAndre is the fullback ahead of Bankus in the I. 2nd down call. Back to throw is Lonsinski. He'll be sacked back at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, coming hard from the outside, the blind side, was Colin Madden, Jim. He came in untouched, brings the quarterback down, and they were in field goal range. It could have given them a 14-point lead. That sack may knock them out of that.
Loss of 10. 3rd down and 20, Berwick. So for that field goal attempt, you just need some yardage here. You don't necessarily have to go for the first down, but get enough to give Brendan Hinkle an opportunity.
I like the notion of moving the quarterback out of the pocket, Jim. He's good when he's running. He's good when his feet are moving. And get him away from these tall defenders.
Lonsinski back to throw. Big pass rush. He'll be sacked again. And now no chance for a field goal. A loss of 7 back to the 30-yard line on the final play of this third quarter. With the score, Berwick 21, Tunkhannock 10. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Sports Radio, HLM.
The Medicine Shop. The Berwick Medicine Shop at their new location. 500 Fowler Avenue, Berwick, has your favorite pharmacist team, like Kim, who you've trusted for more than 20 years. And they've gotten even better. Free blister packs, free home delivery with no tips, and less than a 15-minute average wait time on prescriptions. Why would you go to the big box pharmacies where you might wait for days? Go to the name you know and trust, the Medicine Shop of Berwick, and follow their Facebook page. Berwick Medicine Shop proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
In the fourth quarter, Danville leads Montoursville 21-7. Lewisburg leads Central Columbia 12-3 in the fourth. And While Missing leads Southern Columbia 38-21 in the third. I'm Ben Willis on HLM.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
At Memorial Stadium in Tunkhannock. Berwick leading Tunkhannock by a score of 21-10. Bulldogs had a great opportunity to add to that lead. After a bad snap on a punt attempt by Tunkhannock, Berwick had a first down at the Tunkhannock 13-yard line, but back-to-back sacks of quarterback Matt Lonsinski to end that third quarter. And the Bulldogs will end up 4th and very long from the 30-yard line of Tunkhannock as we start the fourth.
In the press box here, we are aside of the Berwick coaches, and there's a lot of debate which way to go. They're going to put the punter out, Jim. And that's Andrew Blockus, who hasn't done pooch punting, to try to bring this team and try to get him inside the 10 if he can.
He is standing back at the Tunkhannock 44-yard line. Ethan Lear does the long snapping. Good snap. Blockus angles it toward the far sideline. Lear is down there and keeps the ball, tries to keep it from the end zone. Did it go in? I believe it did. Boy, Lear had his hands on the ball. It went through his hands, and then a Berwick player knocked it into the end zone. So a very good attempt by Blockus. Great coverage, but Berwick just couldn't execute.
No, it still flips field position enough, Jim. You didn't have much of an opportunity on a fourth down play from there with the pressure they've been putting on the quarterback. So the punt was the option. They went with standard punt rather than a pooch formation.
Well, I thought it went into the end zone. The officials having a long discussion about it, and they have not moved the football yet out to the 20.
They're talking it around the 9-yard line. And why would it be there? Was there a first touching? It would still bounce. Boy, they are discussing, and I don't understand. It's hard for us to see it's on the far side of the field. You did mention Lear getting down. He snaps the ball on the punt, and he gets a good release every time. So he was down quickly. Are they bringing it out to the 25 now?
Well, it'll be the 20.
The 20. Yeah, that just seems to be the right call.
So Tunkhannock will get it at their 20-yard line. We're just underway here in the fourth, and Berwick leading 21-10, but boy, they squandered a great opportunity. 1st and 10 at the 13 and came up empty.
Tunkhannock's been going with long running drives, Jim. They need some quicker scores. They need 2 scores to win this.
Man in motion left to right. Chilson gives the ball to Conan off the left side, and Berwick is up to the task. Nothing doing. May have lost a yard or 2.
They're releasing Tajee Taylor as a middle linebacker, Jim, and letting him go free. As soon as he sees that handoff, he's committing to the run, and he was a missile to it. He's been in there getting into the backfield. He's been running by some people, but this time he gets the ball carrier for a loss.
2nd down and 12. Tunkhannock at their own 18. Tigers move from our left to our right in this final period. They trail Berwick 21-10. 3 receivers to the right. Chilson out of the gun. Has the snap, and he's back to throw. And Hacker in pursuit, and they get the sack back at the 15-yard line.
Hacker chased him out of the pocket. He flushed himself to the left, and I believe it was DeAndre who was able to finally bring him down, Jim. But Berwick with the front 4. Playing fierce football, making the plays.
3rd and 15 for Tunkhannock. Lost back to their 15-yard line. 3 receivers to the right. Chilson out of the gun. 1 wide receiver to the left. 3rd and long. Chilson play action, back to throw, fires on the middle, diving attempt and a catch out at the 32-yard line.
Going to be number 17, Garrett Uhas, with his first catch of the game, Jim.
Well, that is a big, big play for Tunkhannock. They had a 3rd and 15. They get 17 on the reception.
Is big. Quarterback's a big timer, though, Jim. Stands tall in the pocket. Total courage in there. Doesn't flinch at all with the pressure on him.
Chilson gives the ball to Conan off the left side. Ty Conan's been the workhorse. He gets over the 35 out to about the 37. Pick up about 4 that first down play.
Bo Sheptock coming up a strong safety, playing it like a linebacker. Sees that powerful running back. Has no fear. Bo Orlando-like, really, in coming up and putting the hit on the men.
2nd down and 6. Tigers at the 37-yard line in their own territory. Slot to the left side. Man in motion to the left. Bad snap. Conan able to get the ball, but he'll lose 5 back to the 32.
Alex Hacker getting in fast enough to be able to trip him up. Ball goes through everyone on the bad shotgun snap. Conan picks it up, and you're fearful he can make something happen. But Alex Hacker, coming in from his left defensive end, has to contain and takes the legs out from the potential runner.
3rd and 11. Tunkhannock, they converted on 3rd and 15 on this possession. Now they're facing 3rd and 11.
Berwick wants to stop on this one.
Chilson back to throw. Big pass rush. Chilson gets the pass away. A spectacular catch out at the 47-yard line.
Colin Madden, tall receiver, his favorite receiver, really went high. The defender was there, but he's not seeing the pass being thrown. Madden, who's tall, goes even taller with just up the ladder to make the catch. Beautiful reception.
Wow, you get them in 3rd and long, and they have you right where they want you. 1st and 10 for the 46, 14 yards on that reception on a 3rd and 11. Chilson has the snap. Back to throw, fires, diving attempt, but incomplete. Spencer Kishball was back in the coverage of Michael Sickler.
Following him from one side of the field to the other in his back pocket. Can't come up with the completion, and Kishball right on there.
2nd down and 10 for the Tigers. 8:43 to go in the game. They trail by 11. They almost have to get points on this possession to stay in it. Slot to the left side. Sickler in motion to the left. Chilson gives to Conan, tries the right, and he won't get to the line of scrimmage. Terrific defensive work by Spencer Kishbaugh.
Yes, it was. I think a designated blitz, firing him inside that time. Runs into the runner, Jim. I think they're anticipating pass, and they wanted Kishbaugh to get a blitz on the passer. Instead, the blitz becomes a run stopper for a loss of yardage.
Well, they've converted on 3rd and 15. 3rd and 11, and now they have 3rd and 13.
Don't jinx them, Jim.
Slot to the left, slot to the right. Chilson has the shotgun snap, and he's back to throw, and he fires over the middle, incomplete.
They wanted pass interference, but it wasn't there.
Spencer Kishbaugh again. Boy, sometimes you wonder how many of him are out there. We know it's a desperate situation, 4th and 13, but the score being what it is, I don't know. You almost have to go for it, but it doesn't look like they're going to. They've had a lot of problems with snaps, punt snaps. Sickler's back there at the 30, anticipating this one. Trey Wilk back in single safety for the Bulldogs.
Got to keep an eye on a fake punt, Jim.
4th and 13. This time the snap is a good one, and the kick is away. Line drive kick. Takes a Tunkhannock roll, and there is a flag down. Was there a roughing the kicker?
Yeah, I think there was. Alex Hacker came on in. He did contact the punter. Now, 5 or 15 yards. Which way will it be?
Yeah, that's huge. Because a 5 would just make it 4th and 8, although you might see them go for it under that circumstance.
That you might. Berwick coaches believe it's 5 yards from the preliminary indication. I wasn't watching that carefully.
Well, that was not a good play on Berwick's part. You don't need a block. You don't need a block. You're up 11, 7:54 to go. You're going to get the football.
Sometimes you got to say, well, they're kids, but I'm as a coach, I have a lot of people running laps at the next practice. I'd reinforce, why are you doing that? What are you thinking?
And it is a 15-yard penalty and a first down. That was 4th and 13. So Tunkhannock very much in this game. 7:54 to go. 21-10. They trail it, but they have it at the Berwick 42-yard line, and they should not have it.
Yeah. Alex Hacker just got a little enthusiastic, Jim. He came in with a good rush. He wasn't really touched coming from the outside. It wasn't malicious. It wasn't flagrant, but there was contact.
Out of the gun. Gilson going long, and he has a man, and a diving attempt at the 13, and a great catch by Juhas. Tremendous diving catch, and a huge play for the Tigers.
Stretched him out. He got the step on the outside, and the ball was laid out, and it was a question, could he make that catch? And wow, did he ever.
28 yards on the reception. 1st and 10 at the Berwick 14. Gilson back to throw again. Avoids a tackler. Tries to get outside. Does so. And is forced out of bounds by Taji Taylor inside the 10-yard line.
Taji Taylor shadowing him a little bit, trying to keep an eye on him. Gets flushed out. Berwick can't pull him down as they get very close to him. He escapes to the right, and eventually Taji Taylor chasing him out of bounds, but not until he gains yardage.
6 yards on the carry. Tunkhannock at the Berwick 8-yard line, trailing 21-10, 7:32 to go in the game. Slot to the left side. Gilson. Out of the gun from the 8 is back to throw. Has a man on the backfield and has a touchdown on the right side.
Ty Conan. They took wide splits, suspiciously wide splits in the line of scrimmage. Wide enough that when they faked it to Ty Conan through the line, he then continues in on the pass route. He's hard to defend. We mentioned people spying on the quarterback, a little less attention to that running back, and it was a beautiful play. But
it's coming back.
I did not see the penalty. Holding call, Jim, or a lineman downfield? Holding call against Tunkhannock.
Oh, that is huge.
Oh, beautifully executed, except for the hold. I said, I saw those splits, and I said, they're going to slide him through the inside.
Bulldogs will use a timeout. 7:27 to go. Berwick leads 21-10. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Sports Radio, HLM.
Riverview Block of Berwick, with over 75 years of service, can handle all your block and concrete needs. They carry all sizes of concrete block, including decorative EP Henry landscaping block. Their concrete is PennDOT approved and delivered with front discharge trucks. Riverview Block also carries masonry supplies, tools, cement, sand, and stone. For prompt delivery, call Riverview Block, 570-752-7191. Riverview Block is proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
7 minutes, 27 seconds remaining in this one. Big penalty moments ago against Tunkhannock. They had scored an apparent touchdown. 8 yards from Ben Chilson to Ty Conan, but it was called back because of a hold. And now they're back at the Berwick 24-yard line, facing 2nd down and 20.
Tunkhannock hasn't had that many penalties. It had to be something pretty obvious on the hold, Jim.
3 receivers to the left. Chilson back to throw, and he fires over the middle. Has a man. He slides down at the 5-yard line.
Going to be number 14, Colin Maiden again, Jim. 5th catch for him. Basically, he's in the slot on the left, runs down, skinny post. Oh, it drilled on into him, and he has tremendous hands.
That was a huge play. 19 yards in the reception. Now 3rd down and 1 for Tunkhannock. What a drive this has been.
What a game this has been.
Conan is the running back behind Chilson in the pistol.
Big splits on the left.
3rd down and 1. Conan the call off the left side, looking for the 1st down yardage. Looks like he got some. He needed just 1.
Taji Taylor came blitzing, but again, couldn't catch the man. Ends up running past it a little bit, but there's a good pile up right there at the line of scrimmage. Where do they spot the ball? Does he get it? We'll see. They're not changing it from
4th down.
Yeah.
4th down and 1. Just inside the 5-yard line.
We've seen a quarterback sneak for the touchdown, but he's in shotgun.
Huge play for Gannon, for Tunkhannock to stay in this, and they will use a timeout.
I would too.
We'll keep it right here as that ball, let's see, it's not, excuse me, I had the 4-yard line. It's actually at the 8.
Yeah. Field's not marked. They don't have those clear lines here. It's a grass field. You don't see those numbers that are sprayed on in the field to make it easy for you, Jim.
So it's 4th and what?
Well, I'm looking at the 1 chain. It looks to be about 4. The long 3 is short. 4 is what they need. And maybe they were seeing it wrong like you were, Jim, prompting the timeout. Ball's on the left hash, the far side of the field from us, wide side to the right. Watch for a little option play with the quarterback running.
So the game on the line here. If Tunkhannock wants to stay in it, they need to convert. 4th and 3 at the Berwick 8-yard line. Sickler in motion toward the line of scrimmage. Chilson rolls right to throw. Fires in the end zone. The man wide open for the touchdown.
Hunter Gregory, Jim. They released the tight end. Brought the quarterback in motion, which they haven't done. Little sprint out action. With the movement, it moves the zone. It moves the coverage. And the tight end, Hunter Gregory, able to find himself that seam. And the way the quarterback, Ben Chilson, doesn't miss, puts it right there to him.
What a drive. 3 times they converted, needing more than 10 yards. And then they overcome a penalty, which put them on 2nd and 20. Now they'll go for 2. Strange arrangement as Chilson about to take the snap. Everyone else over on the right. He throws to the left. Scramble for the football. No good. Incomplete on the pass attempt. Time on the field. 6:02 remaining. Berwick 21, Tunkhannock 16. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Neighbor Fence Company has fencing for where you want it, serving Columbia, Montour, and Luzerne counties. Neighbor Fence provides top-quality residential and commercial fencing, vinyl, chain link, wood, aluminum, and ornamental fencing, plus vinyl railing and specialty products. Neighbor Fence Company, 1140 State Route 239 in Wapwallopen. Call 570-752-4423 or visit them online at neighborfencecompany.com. Neighbor Fence Company is a proud sponsor of local youth athletic teams.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
We have ourselves a game. 6:02 remaining here at Memorial Stadium in Tunkhannock. 21-16 is the Berwick lead. An improbable 14-play touchdown drive of 80 yards by Tunkhannock, having to overcome all kinds of adversity along the way. And they are very much in the game as Barbini set to kick off. Berwick anticipating onside kick. And that's what they get. It's a pooch, and Berwick able to cover it at their own 41-yard line.
Yep, good job. Don't know if the man had a chance. It was Slavinsky to fair catch. But in any case, he was able to chest it and go immediately to the ground, and his fellow players covering up. Jim, the touchdown drive was spectacular, but a two-point conversion, is critical in keeping track of how close you can get. They put everyone off to the left. They had a center, and they had a quarterback who wasn't the quarterback. They had that number 31 out there doing the quarterback. That's Michael Sickler. And he threw a fade to the 6'5" Ben Chilson, isolated on a receiver nowhere near his height, but a little high, good coverage, and eventually out of the end zone on the two-point conversion pass.
Great concept of the play. Ryan Bankus was split wide right, comes around, takes the handoff, and drops the ball, able to get on it back at the 39-yard line.
Avoid disaster because there was no penetration in there, but you also lose 3 or 4 yards in a situation where you really want to make sure you convert and run some time off this clock.
Tunkhannock has one timeout remaining. Clock running, 5:36 to go.
Ends up being a play that you wish you had back. You lose yardage, but fortunate you don't turn it over.
2nd and 13, Berwick. Empty backfield now for Lonsinski. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And flags and whistles, and maybe a timeout called before that play.
Let us know, guys. PA guy knows.
It is a Berwick timeout. 5:19 remaining. Bulldogs lead 21-16. You're listening to Berwick Football on Sports Radio HLM.
The community of Berwick knows Bulldog tough. So when it's time to remodel your garage or replace your overhead door, go with the quality doors and service the Red Ribbon represents. Look for the Red Ribbon logo. It's a symbol of 100 years of great doors, great installation, and great service. Give Overhead Door Company of Berwick a call, 570-759-3053, or visit their website at ohdberwick.com. Overhead Door Company of Berwick proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs.
This is Berwick football coach Carm DiFrancesco. You are listening to Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM.
Berwick Bulldog football.
WHLM Bloomsburg, WBWX Berwick.
HLM.
Second and long, Berwick. Bulldogs with one timeout remaining. They lead Tunkhannock 21-16. 5:22 to go in the game. Tunkhannock with one timeout remaining.
Boy, but a lot of time on that clock, Jim. You really want to get to the chains, but you've handicapped yourself on that first down play that loses yardage.
Lonsinski out of the gun. He's going to keep the ball himself, and he will be brought down for a loss of a yard to the 38-yard line. 3rd and long.
But let the time run off the clock as much as you can. I myself was thinking run that quarterback. I might have done it with a different little look. They faked the outside play sweep, and they wanted Lonsinski to run it inside of that. But Tunkhannock really stifled the play with nowhere to go. If you're passing, the wide side is to the left. You're going to see a couple of receivers out here on this side. Big tight ends flanked to the right.
Well, you don't want an incompletion here.
No.
3rd and 14. Lonzinski on a roll left. Fires across his body. Has his man Spencer Kishbaugh, and he is upended at the 47-yard line as Garrett Uhas takes his legs out. But they keep the clock running well short of the first down yardage. Punting situation, Berwick, and again, their regular punter, Benny Noor, is not playing in the second half. He incurred an injury in that first half.
The big thing is to make sure you get it off. They've been having very true snaps. Andrew Blockus will be back to punt. Doesn't matter how far, just get it off.
Standing back at the Berwick 32-yard line, Garrett Uhas back in single safety. Lear's snap is there. The kick is away. Low line drive kick covered well by Berwick, and it will roll all the way to the 14-yard line. So an effective kick and coverage. And Tunkhannock will take over at their 14. 3:45 to go. They have one timeout remaining. And Berwick leading 21-16.
Hey, but every time this team gets the ball to drive, it's like magic, Jim. You can stop them, And a 3rd down conversion, they have a 15-yard pass completion with circus catches. Very dangerous situation. You'd rather be Berwick, which is 3 minutes and 45 seconds on this clock, and this team needing the touchdown to go ahead. But Tunkhannock's proven very dangerous when they have the ball offensively.
1st and 10 for the Tigers at their 14-yard line. 3:45 to go. Berwick with a 5-point advantage.
They themselves will not want to run the ball as much because they're not going to be able to stop the clock. So you take some of that out of their arsenal. Play more pass defense and come after the passer.
Slot to the left, slot to the right, and they're forced to use that last timeout. They didn't want to do it. There was confusion as to who was to line up where. Chilson had to burn that last timeout, and I mean burn it. They didn't want to get one there.
No, they didn't. In fact, you wonder if they'd be better off taking a delay of game and giving up the 5 yards. They've been able to make up yardage in the type of pass plays they've been calling. They've been effective with running people down seams, running sort of skinny posts and hitting them in that 15-yard range. Good tall receivers willing to go up high and make the plays. Now, it won't be a 1st and 15 because they used a timeout to avoid the delay of game. But now no timeouts left with 3:45. Now, how much do you dare to use that very dangerous weapon in Ty Conan and run the ball with him? I think you take that one out of the playbook. If they run it, hey, you stop him in the secondary, tackle him and let time run off the clock. I think you look at some umbrella coverage and you look at coming hard after this passer who's been strong and doesn't seem to mind the pressure that much. But, boy, you can get some sacks. That's what you want.
And don't forget, Conan's been very effective coming out of the backfield, receiving. He lines up to the right of Chilson. Here's a 1st down for the 14. Chilson pump fake, looking long, over the shoulder, catch, out of bounds, at around the 40-yard line. Terrific throw and catch, and Tunkhannock in business. Garrett Uhas with the catch.
Uhas is top, his 3rd big catch of this half, Jim. Little pump and go. Slavinsky bit on that a little bit. Didn't have bad coverage, but again, this team, even with tight coverage, makes the catches.
And he got out of bounds as well. You couldn't do it better for Tunkhannock's sake. Chilson back to throw. Big pass rush. He'll be sacked back at the 34-yard line. Berwick coming hard. It's a huge play.
Harrison Snyder is the man who chased him down, had the arm on him, and eventually got a little bit more help. So the sack is a loss of about 7, and the clock continues to run. We may be under 3 minutes by the time they get a snap.
Boy, big plays last week by Harrison Snyder. Huge play there. 2nd and 16. Tunkhannock, their 34. 3 minutes to play in the game. Chilson back to throw. Fires over the middle. Has a completion out to the 46-yard line. Dre Wilk with the tackle as they get a pickup of about 7. Here's a 3rd down and about 5.
Colin Madden again, leading receiver on this team.
Back to throw, Chilson rolling right, man in pursuit, flag down, maybe a hold coming as they force Chilson out near midfield.
Yeah, good pressure by Berwick up the middle. They tried to contain, and I believe the hold allowed him to get out wide. He would have been able to get the change. I think he knew the flag was thrown behind him, and Berwick will take that penalty. Big change in field position. 2:35 on the clock. You get back to these almost unmakeable down and distance situations after the loss of yardage, but this team seems to make these.
Ball back at the 30-yard line. The player that was called for holding is actually leaving the field. He's quitting this game. The ball at the 30-yard line. 3rd down and 20. For Tunkhannock. Slot to the left, slot to the right. Chilson back to throw. Looking long downfield, Dre Wilk makes the play at the 47-yard line. One-on-one, Wilk wins the battle.
He does that time. Hunter Gregory, who had the touchdown, this time releasing to the middle of the field. In front of Hunter Wilk, here he comes up, Dre Wilk, and he's able to punch the ball away from the tall receiver.
4th down and 20. Desperation time, Tunkhannock. Berwick leads 21-16. 2:29 to go. Ball at the Tunkhannock 30-yard line. 3 receivers to the left. Chilson has the snap, and he's back to throw, and he's looking long to the far side, and the ball is incomplete. Incomplete. Braden Boone on the coverage for the Bulldogs.
Braden Boone had nice coverage there, but hung up to where maybe the man's going to be able to run under it. Braden Boone getting over in the area, and no connection made.
So Berwick will take over the football. Tunkhannock out of timeouts. 2:21 remaining. And the Bulldogs in great position to get their first road win of this season.
Yes, they are. Not really kneel down time. I never can play that clock game well enough, Jim. Maybe it is kneel down time, but I think you're going to see some rather vanilla calls. Making sure of ball security, that's the key here.
Bulldogs at their Tunkhannock 30-yard line. I formation. Call goes to Ryan Bankus. He's brought down right about the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down and 10, but the clock on Berwick's side. 2:09, 2:08 remaining.
They'll milk it. They'll instruct Matt Lonzinski when you get to the line of scrimmage, keep your eye on the back judge. Or, no, there's visible 25-second clocks or 40-second clocks. So we'll be able to call for that snap with just 2 or 3 seconds remaining. Get as much of that time off as possible. Actually holding them in the huddle a little bit longer.
Yeah, play clock is at 5, 4, 3. And of course, Lonzinski can see that he's under center. And he gives the ball to Bankus. And good second effort by Ryan as gets him inside the 30 to the 27-yard line.
You know, Jim, doing my math, that one gives him the 100-yard game. He was at 96 at halftime. He's at about 5 or 6 different carries. And that little squirt that he got in there might just be enough to give him the 100-yard game.
Wait, with Tunkhannock with the football, even on 4th and 20, with Chilson back there and some of the receivers they have.
Dangerous.
It still looked dangerous.
Dangerous.
Berwick, 3rd down play. Again, Bankus the call off the right side. Nice second effort by him. Won't get the 1st down, but gets close for the 4th down call coming.
And it will be a 4th down call because you can run more time off the clock. 31 seconds on the play clock, 30 in the game clock. So they got to take at least the snap. I'm not sure if Tunkhannock will even be able to get one more. They're not going to take the snap, Jim. They'll take the delay of game and then run the last play. Berwick's heading to the sideline, or we're heading to the sideline. But they know. You don't need to communicate that in by talking to the coach. They're going to take the delay of game, march it back 5 yards, and then take their final kneel down. 3, 2, 1. How did that happen? They let the clock run when they should have stopped it sooner. I think they have to put 3 on.
Yep.
2.
Actually, Berwick had a timeout left, so rather than take the penalty, they just called that. So the Bulldogs take a snap and win this one. It didn't come easy. Nothing does on the road, but they will take it. Got some breaks and got some big plays, some huge plays. 57-yard run by Ryan Bankus in the first half. A 75-yard touchdown pass, Matt Lenzinski, to Braden Boone in the second half. The Bulldogs will win their second consecutive game, improve to 3-3. Again, they'll be on the road next Friday at Spark Stadium in Kingston to take on the Spartans of Wyoming Valley West. They did it without Benny Knorr in the second half. Hopefully he'll be able to contribute next week. But they got contributions from people they needed to, as Lenzinski under center. Takes the snap, backs up, takes the knee, and that will do it. The final score, Berwick 21, Tunkhannock 16. Stay with us for stats, scores of other games. Are we done yet? The officials signaling up to the press box that there's time left. So Berwick didn't run out the clock. How is that possible?
I don't know. They purposely didn't take the kneel down. They purposely got it to Lenzinski, stepped him back for 2-3 steps, and then went down. It was certainly more than a second in my mental clock, Jim, but this crew's going to give Tunkhannock one play.
And with Ben Chilson at quarterback, you have Bo Sheptock and Dre Wilk about 50 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll probably lock on all the other receivers with your linebacking type of core. Just try to prevent it one-on-one and have that extra umbrella coverage just in case.
The ball's at the 31-yard line. Tunkhannock with a second remaining. Chilson back to throw, dumps it off to Conan at the 35, and Conan is brought down to 42, pick up 11 on the final play of this one. Now the final score, Berwick 21, Tunkhannock 16. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Sports Radio, HLM.
If you haven't been to Name Brand Liquidations in the Berwick Plaza Shopping Center, you're missing out on great values. At Name Brand Liquidations, you'll save money from 50 to 90% on everything imaginable. From furniture to food to bedding, you name it. Name Brand Liquidations not only sells a huge variety of merchandise, they feature name brands just like their name says, at low prices. When you're in the market for anything, shop at the store that has everything. Name Brand Liquidations. Wishing the Berwick Bulldogs a great season.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickashinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with pre-arranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
Forge Pub and Eatery on 11th and Mulberry in Berwick is where you need to go when you want a delicious homemade meal. Even the salad dressings are homemade. Forge is open every day at 11 with free delivery to the Berwick area. Follow their Facebook page to get the daily specials. They have a full bar, 10 beers on tap, 6 rotating seasonal brews, and an extensive selection of domestic and craft beer. It's the perfect place to go out with colleagues or for date night. Forge will always impress. Forge Pub and Eatery in Berwick is a proud supporter of the Berwick Bulldogs football team.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
High school football scoreboard tonight. Biggest story, Southern Columbia streak is over. Wyoming beating them tonight 41-21, a final. Other games, Danville over Montoursville 35-14. Lewisburg leads Central Columbia 26-3 in the fourth. Williamsport trails Dallas 27-20 in the fourth. Jersey Shore leads Shamokin 38-0 in the fourth. Milton leads Mifflinburg 15-14 in the fourth quarter. Muncie leads Northwest 33-6 in the fourth, and Selinsgrove leads Chickalanich 40-0 in the fourth.
Berwick Bulldog Football, HLM.
Bulldogs of Berwick down on the field celebrating their second consecutive victory. Didn't come easy. 21-16 is the final over the Tigers of Tunkhannock. Berwick got a fumble recovery from Harrison Snyder, who played well again tonight, made some impact plays late in the first quarter at their own 19-yard line. So it stopped the Tunkhannock chance at a score, gave Berwick the ball, and in the second quarter, they got a 57-yard run from Ryan Bankus, capping a 4-play, 81-yard drive. Brendan Hinkle with the extra point. Berwick had a 7-0 lead. And then Tunkhannock came back with an 11-play, 72-yard drive, capped on a 1-yard keeper by quarterback Ben Chilson. Along the way, a key unsportsmanlike penalty against Berwick. There was also a 17-yard run by Ty Conan, who was outstanding running the ball for the Tigers tonight. Ian Barbini kicked the extra point. Was tied at 7 at the half. Berwick got 2 big breaks in the third quarter. The second half kickoff was fielded by a Tunkhannock player who went down on a knee to get the ball at the 13, so he was downed there. Later, when they were not able to move the football, bad snap on punt formation, Berwick took over at the 3-yard line. Two plays later, James DeAndre in from the 1-yard line for the score. Brendan Hinkle with the extra point. Berwick had a lead of 14-7. Tunkhannock put together a drive starting at their own 30. They reached the 20-yard line of Berwick. Big play along the way, a 26-yard pass reception by Ty Conan. They couldn't get the touchdown. They settled for a 36-yard field goal by Ian Barbini, cutting the Berwick lead to 14-10 in that final period. Berwick back at their 25-yard line. Matt Lunzinski found Braden Boone over the middle, and Boone outraced the secondary 75 yards for the touchdown. Brendan Hinkle with the extra point. 21-10 was the Berwick lead after 3. In the fourth quarter, Tunkhannock got close on a tremendous 14-play, 80-yard drive, capped on an 8-yard touchdown pass, Ben Chilson to Hunter Gregory. That game was 6:02 to go. Pass for the 2-point conversion failed, but Berwick's lead was cut to 21-16. That was an amazing drive because they converted on 3rd and 15, on 3rd and 11, on 4th and 13. Of course, they got that on a roughing the punter. And then later they overcame a penalty that had them at 2nd and 20. So a tremendous drive by Tunkhannock. That is the Independence Ford drive of the game. But they would get the ball back one more time. Berwick's defense was up to the task. Bulldogs run out the clock, and they win it here tonight. The final, Berwick 21, Tunkhannock 16. Stats in tonight's game, Andy Lickney.
Statistically lopsided in favor of Tunkhannock, Jim, but you mentioned so many factors that happened that go Berwick ways, things that they made happen. And both teams were making things happen. Offensively making things happen, defensively making things happen. I had each team with 4 sacks each. So, some great defense along the way. Let's look at Tunkhannock first. I have them with a net of 78 yards on the ground, 212 in the air. That's a 290-yard total offensive game, and normally you get a lot more points when you have that much yardage. On the ground, Ty Conan, extremely impressive running back, not oversized, but powerful as it is. 23 carries, 89 yards for him. Thorne and Berwick's side, and if they could have kind of stayed with that attack throughout the game and not have to play catch-up with all the throwing, it might have been a little bit different. Michael Sickler had a great game. He was doing some blocking for them. He caught a lot of passes, a tremendous linebacker. He did have 2 carries, but a net of 0 yards in that. Mason Rocco Grandi had a 9-yard catch when Conan was out for a couple plays. And then some negatives. The team losing yardage on punts and taking a kneel down at the end of the half. I had them with 2 for minus 19 yards on those plays. And Ben Chilson, while he showed he can escape and he can run effectively and make things happen, he did suffer 4 sacks. So in all, 10 running plays and a net of minus 1 for him. 98 positive yards, minus 20 yards, a net of 78 in the running game on 37 rushes. I had Ben Chilson with 16 completes and 21 attempts, 1 interception, and threw for 212 yards. Great crew of receivers, and great quarterback, good chemistry with them. Likes throwing high to these guys, and they're physical after the catch. Colin Madden, he had a great game. 6 catches, 62 yards for him. Michael Sickler, we mentioned him, what a great defensive player, and physicality is blocking back. 4 catches on the game for 40 yards. Ty Conan out of the backfield, 2 catches for 37. And Garrett Uhas came on strong in the second half. 3 second-half catches, a total of 65 yards there for him. And an 8-yard touchdown catch by Hunter Gregory. Factor them all up, I get 16 catches, 212 yards in the air. 78 yards on the ground, an impressive 290 yards for a high school football team, but not able to convert it into enough points for their team to win. Looking at victorious Berwick, I'm with 76 net on the ground, 92 in the air, a total of 168 to compare to that 290. Ryan Bank has had a very strong game. At halftime, he was right around 100 yards at 96. They really stuffed him, took him away in the second half, but I have him eking out the 100-yard game with 18 carries, 100 yards even by my count. Benny Knorr, we thought we'd see more of him. 2 early carries, 16 yards, but then aggravated something in his back and could not go after that. Bo Sheptock, 3 carries for just 1 yard net. James DeAndre, 1 carry, but boy, he made it count. A 2-yard touchdown from the I-formation fullback position. And then Matt Lonzinski suffered 4 sacks, ends up with 6 carries in all for minus 27. 103 positive, 27 negative, a net of 76 in the running game for Berwick. I have Lonzinski as 4 of 9 passing with the 1 interception and 92 yards. The 92 really gets inflated with 1 big pass, and that's Braden Boone's reception. Catches it near the line of scrimmage, slips, but I believe the defender slipped as well, and then a 75-yard race to the end zone. 1 catch, 1 75-yard touchdown run for Braden Boone off the pass from Matt Lonzinski. Benny Knorr caught 1 for 2 yards. Spencer Kishbach caught a 7-yarder. Bo Sheptock caught 1 for 8 to round out the receivers. 92 in the air, 76 on the ground, 168 for Berwick. Compare it to the 290. You wouldn't think you'd come out winning, but Berwick guts this one out, Jim, and it's a big road win, as you mentioned.
Yeah, first road win of the season for the Bulldogs. Tunkhannock falls to 2-4. They'll be on the road at Wilkes-Barre area next weekend. For the Bulldogs, they improve to 3-3 with their second straight win. Next up for them, Spartan Stadium in Kingston next Friday night to take on the Spartans of Wyoming Valley West. A renewal of a good rivalry there. That game will kick off at 7. As usual, our broadcast will start with the Coach DeFrancesco show at 6. At final again tonight, Berwick 21, Tunkhannock 16. For Andy Lickney and our producer, Ben Willis, this is Jim Doyle reminding you heard it live on Sports Radio HLM.
You've been listening to Berwick Bulldogs football on Sports Radio HLM. Brought to you by First Columbia Bank and Trust, with you every step of the way. Forge Pub and Eatery, West 11th Street in Berwick. Bear Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Berwick. Berwick Dental Arts, quality care for your dental health. Berwick Notary Center, Orange Street in Berwick. Mason's Monogram Services for all your Bulldog merchandise. Neighbor Fence Company, residential and commercial fencing. First Keystone Community Bank. Yesterday's traditions, tomorrow's vision. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick for all your home improvements. Yannick Real Estate, commercial and residential. The Mayo Funeral Homes of Berwick and Chickasha. Your Berwick State Farm agents Lori Powell, Sean Black, and Melissa Price. Hometown agents who understand Berwick's needs. Riverview Block Inc. of Berwick. Alexander Family Dealership, Central Road off Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Access Gymnastics Academy, East 7th Street in Bloomsburg. Wells's Towing and Repair, towing recovery and lockout services. S.J. Kowalski Heating and Cooling, the way the earth intended. Overhead Door Company of Berwick. Independence Ford, Route 11 in Bloomsburg. Don's Towing Truck and Trailer Repair, Route 11 in Berwick. MD Accounting and Consulting, your hometown CPA firm. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your partner for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Fairfield Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Danville. The Berwick Medicine Shop, now at 500 Fowler Avenue in Berwick. And by Name Brand Liquidations in the Berwick Plaza on Route 11. HLM is the Valley Sports Leader.